and gentlemen, we're always learning every day. Welcome back to Dinner and a Game. Thank you so much for coming to join us on our little enterprise where we create chaos and you laugh at the anarchy. Speaking of which, we've been talking about the Purge a lot. Tonight, I think, is going to be stylized after the Purge. What do you think, guys?
Wow.
Oh, that's not foreboding at all.
I know, right?
So we're just gonna.
All crime
Hey,
is
here's
legal.
Here's
We're
some
just gonna
fancy
kill a bunch of
weapons.
innocent random people.
Huh? Well, that happens every single game. But anyway, actually, no. You guys are really big damn heroes in this game. It's really
We have. I
you
was
guys
gonna
have been
say.
amazing.
We have had one casualty.
And there
Thanks.
has been, and you felt really
you guys
bad.
are heroes. You
felt
guys are
it.
heroes.
You guys
I am
are
a criminal.
So,
You're not a
ladies and
criminal,
gentlemen,
you're just
tonight
at
is
least immoral.
Tuesday, and if you couldn't guess, it means Eberron, Heroes of Brass. This is our ongoing D&D 5e campaign set in the steampunk, which we call like brass punk because it's more magic, world of Eberron, which is an amazing world, and I highly suggest. I just picked up the Eberron new guide that Max Baker wrote for Eberron, and it's really amazing. I've been piecing through it. It's got it's like 350 pages of just fluff for the world. It's amazing. You can also get it on online as a PDF too, so it's badass. I think I have both. I need to send a PDF out to you guys so you can look at it too. But in the meantime, we're going to get down to our announcements. We're going to get down to brass tacks, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get this done. So first off,
Was that a fucking pun?
Yes.
no, I did
I
not
made that-
fucking this
I made
fun.
that fun
I did
last week, okay?
I
Did you?
just-
Okay.
Oh, fuck you, Josh. Fuck you so much. I hate you.
Good.
The dark side is won.
I have inception that into your brain now.
I have
Oh,
involuntarily punned, ladies and gentlemen. I must be stricken from the record and erased. Alright, so back to reality. We are going to be let the hate flow through.
Reality. Ugh.
That's exactly what I was gonna say, but I had a mouthful of food.
So, we are going to be doing our announcements real quick, and the first announcement, as always, is our race to 10,000 followers on Facebook. Guys, we could not have done this without you. This has been amazing. You guys got us to 9,000 followers so fast, I can't even really begin to express how grateful we are, but we are giving away something amazing for 10K. We have put together the entire library of D&D 5e Wizards of the Coast rulebooks, and we are going to be giving those away to one winner when we hit, well, not when we hit 10K. We're going to be giving it away on November 24th, regardless of when we hit 10K. So if we go over that, wonderful. But what we're doing is we're setting this up as our Christmas giveaway. So on this show, on November 24th, as long as we hit 10K before that, we will be giving away one copy of every single one of the rule books to one winner. That winner must go to our page, like and follow our Facebook page, Dinner and a Game. The link will be shared up here. Hey, thank you very much for the follow. Icing no fet. Icing no fet. I can't pronounce that.
Ichigo no Fet.
Ichigo no
That's
Fet.
actually one of my best friends.
Oh, cool.
Thanks, John. Said.
Thank you, John. We
Ye-
love you. So anyway, we are trying to get to 10K followers by November 24th. If we get to 10K, we're going to be giving away this set of books, which includes the Player's Guide, the Monstrous Manual, the DMG, Mordenkainen's Tomb of Foes, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, the Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide, Volo's Guide to Monsters, and the newest book, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. We're going to be ordering that from your local game store. We're going to have you either pick it up or have it delivered or done by mail order from your local game store to your hot little hands as a thank you for helping us get to 10,000 followers on Facebook. We cannot even begin to tell you how much it means to us. So go to our Facebook page, like and follow the Facebook page, and go to the pinned post, which starts out, Attention Daggers, 9,000 follows on Facebook. Comment on that post and share it. If you do all those things, you will be entered to win. And let me tell you, compared to our previous contests, we already have 119 fucking shares or something like that. No, we have 68 shares. Sorry, we have 68 shares in this post, which is triple
wow.
the normal we get from these contests, and we have 119 reactions. And trust me, guys, if you have time to react, you have the time to type in the word "hi" and then hit share. That's all you have to do to enter. So you 119 people who reacted, get in there and frickin' just type 2 letters and share it out. Because that will get your enter to win, and you will have access to all those books. And imagine, if you already have all those books, great. Keep the new copies. Give your old copies to people who want to get into the game. Spread the love.
Oh, fuck yeah, spread it.
Yeah.
And by the way, for the 68 people who shared, I really, really hope you did not forget to comment, because the comment and share. Okay, that's really cute. I can't keep talking when you do stuff like that.
I don't know. Oh, the kitty. All right. So, hey, Madam Walrus. So make sure you as Jessica said, make sure you comment and then share, because that will make sure you're entered to win. And we want you all to be entered and win, because we want this to be the biggest drawing we've ever had, which it's already set up to be, but we want it to be even bigger. And we have also one other contest going on right now, and that is our Twitch contest, our race to 300.
Yes.
Miss Kessie, would you care to give us some details?
Yeah, 1 second.
What's up,
I'm
Tina?
tap dancing on the ceiling.
I apologize. I was putting my retainers back in.
Holy puke.
Because I didn't want to cover my mouth the entire time I was talking. Yes, so our other contest is to try to get to 300 followers on Twitch. We are currently at 218 with that follow just now.
Awesome.
Huh?
I said thank you.
Oh, so once we hit 300 followers on Twitch, we will be giving away this amazing set of minis that is scrolling through the middle of the screen that you'll be able to see. It's huge. There's a ton of them. Very Halloween themed with vampire and such. And they will be 3D printed by Ray. And share the stream. Tell your friends. It's free to follow. So if you just give our page a follow, then you can be entered to win a crap ton of minis.
A crap ton of minis. So if you guys want to understand how many minis we are looking at, right now I've got the screen up with every single mini in it, and just on a guesstimate, it's taking forever to open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 41 minis, including all-terrain pieces, in this bundle. 41 minis. That includes 3 heroes, the Vampire Lord, his thralls, his and all the terrain pieces included to 42. There's one behind another. 42 minis. 42 minis in this collection, and they're going to be all they're going to be all printed in HD quality, which means they're the same quality you see in the picture. They're that good. So thank you very much, Kessie, and thank you much everyone who's already followed us, and let's go ahead and get more people in to follow so we can get that contest done by the end of the month. You have 11 days. Can we get 300 followers in 11 days? The life of an average kobold. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we are also doing something that's very special to us. We are also doing, or have not entered, but we have volunteered to be part of the Extra Life campaign. The Extra Life campaign is a charity event that happens once a year from August through November, and I do believe that Dr. Joshua Runyon would like to tell us more information.
Yes, of course. Once again, here to talk to you about Extra Life. It is me, Dr. Josh Runyon, MD, PhD, PCP. So we have been running this this setup here with them for a good while now. And for those of you who are unaware, they are, as Ray said, a charity organization that specializes in helping sick and needy children. They are partnered up with the Miracle Children's Network of Hospitals, and we have set a goal of $2,000 this time around. We've joined up with them, and we are currently, as of right now, at $1,830. We've kind of been sitting here at 1,830 for a couple of shows, and we would love to see that number go up. We are running until November 7th, so there is still plenty of time for that number to just skyrocket and go through the roof. We understand times is tough if you can't donate. Maybe instead you can just share, but everything goes to the kids, and everything helps, even if it's just $5 here, $10, whatever you can stand to give. But again, if you can't, we understand. Please share the information. We have made it available in the chat. We also have it available on our Facebook page. I believe it's also on our Twitter somewhere. Is it a pinned tweet? I
don't think
just
you
talk
know
out the
what?
side of my head.
No, that is a very good idea, and one I have not thought to do. We need to put it in the Twitter. So that
It
is
is not on
my
Twitter, but it
fault.
will be on Twitter, so you should check us out on Twitter and put it through the things there. But yeah, we are trying real hard to get that $2,000 goal set, met, and even overcome. Because if we can be over in the 100, or rather top 100 team contributors, Anthony is going to give us all a great treat, as he will be dressing up as his character from tonight's show, Dude the Unbridled, and giving us a boudoir photo shoot. The Boudoir. It's gonna break my heart if we don't get there. I know it's gonna break Anthony's heart and his wife's heart.
Same.
It's gonna break Cassie's heart. So
I will cry, and I cry about everything, but I'll really cry about this.
So if helping needy children isn't enough motivation for you, then allow us to be the ones who are here and present in front of you to remind you of how hollow and empty we will be without the Boudoir photo shoot. So please, once again, if you can donate, please do. If you can't donate, share the information, get the word out. Just be a hero, save a kid.
Absolutely. Be a hero, save a child. And remember that while we have this up, we're going to be running this until the contest to get us into the top 100 only runs until November 7th, which is my beautiful wife's birthday. But Extra Life will be taking donations beyond that point, and you can donate through our campaign continuously or go to the Extra Life website and donate. They're going to take donations up to January 14th. So just remember, donate if you can. If you can't, don't worry. We completely understand. Like Josh said, times are fucking tough all around. But if you can, do. If you can't, share. Thank you so much, guys. And also, of course, always remember that without our community, we would not have game stores to go to. Without our game stores, we would not have a community to have these games with. Game stores provide us a home, a place to go that is a place to meet other people with similar likes and similar dislikes, that we can discover a new family in order to game with. So right now, what we're doing is we are doing our best to support the local game stores by doing everything we can to promote them. And we're not charging anything for this. We're just putting these stores out there to let you know what stores in your area are actually doing the right thing. And tonight's store is a very special situation. The store tonight is Geek Life Gaming in Houston, Texas. Now, because of COVID and because of personal situations, Geek Life has actually shut down their store. Their store is completely closed, but they are doing mail order. Now, they still have the facilities. They're using it to process mail orders. But the thing is, much like Jessica and I are immunocompromised. I have diabetes, and Jessica has a condition that makes her immune system just shot. So we can't go to game stores even if they were to be allowing us to have events right now. So they're in a similar situation, and so because of that, they're basically had to close their actual physical operation, but they are still doing mail order sales, and they're doing their best to keep their store alive any way they can. So if you can, go and check out their website. It's pinned up in the chat, and do us a favor and check them out and do what you can to support them. This has been something that we have found extensively as we've been researching stores to do these promos with. I've contacted around 120 to 150 stores, and almost a third of them are no longer in business. Remember, COVID's been going on for 6 months, ladies and gentlemen. No small business can survive a loss of income for 6 months. This is a situation where if we don't support these stores, they won't be there to support us when COVID's over. So do what you can. Don't order from Amazon. Don't order from the big box chains online, even though it may be cheaper. Do what you can to support local game stores and buy local where you can, but do it where they're doing safe business practices. Now, Geek Life is doing only mail order, but other stores are doing curbside pickup. They're doing limited occupancy in the store, and they're requiring master visits. Those are all the things we look for. Geek Life is one exception because they are local to Houston. They are normally a Houston, Texas store, and like I said, they just had to shut down their physical location for personal reasons, so we want to do everything we can to help them out. So, Geek Life, we thank you very much for your support, and we hope everything goes okay. The next thing we want to talk about is our Patreon. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of ways you can help us stay afloat. One of those is with our Patreon. If you don't like subscribing on Twitch for whatever reason, people have reasons that they don't like things, and we don't want to get into it because it's your personal choice. But if you don't want to support us by subscribing to us on Twitch, you can go to our Patreon site and sub there. On Patreon, you'll get access to AMAs, special videos like the Jujuar Boudoir video of the photo shoot we'll be doing. We're going to be posting that up to our Patreon page. We are still looking at finding a way to set up a chat for the Patreon followers and get them active in our Skype chats. And we are going to be doing a lot of other things for Patreons that we've already laid out in the Patreon page. So if you subscribe to Patreon, the different levels will get you different items. One of the things we're doing right now is I just got a new gigantic 3D printer that is allowing me to print out the big things of dice rolling trays, and I have one that has like a drawer in it, a little drawer for storing items, and then it has a dice rolling tray on top, and then it has a little box that opens up on the side for putting your dice in. It's amazing. But we're going to be using those as physical rewards for our Patreon subscribers. So go ahead and go to the Patreon, subscribe. Even $1 will get you a special title in our Discord, and everything goes towards supporting the stores. So if you don't want to do Patreon though, and you still want to be able to try and support us, we're going to go ahead and we actually have a store. Hey, thank you very much for Sane NSX. Thank you much for the follow. But we have a new way of supporting. Us is through our store. Is that another friend of yours, Josh?
It is actually, yes. Thanks, V. Appreciate it.
And we have
Jesus, you're just way too popular today, sir.
Dun, dun, dun. But we have a store set up at our www.dinnerandgame.net where you can pick up our store swag. I do believe the lovely Kessie is wearing one of our shirts. And Josh, are you wearing your hoodie?
Oh, of course
Of
I'm
course
wearing
he
my
is.
hoodie.
He comes home and puts it on immediately.
There it goes. Okay, I'm disappearing into the void.
And of course
He comes home and puts it on immediately, though.
we have
like,
snapback
and literally doesn't
caps.
take it off.
We have trucker hats. We have the works. Go to www.dinnerandgame.net if you want to support us and you want to get swag to show that you rep the show. That's where you go, folks. And all that stuff is basically 100% profit for us because it's print on demand. Unfortunately, that makes the orders take a little bit of time, but they will get there soon. Josh, how long did it take you for your sweatshirt to get there? About.
I bought it like 2.5 weeks ago.
Oh, that's not bad.
And it got here. It got here the
days.
first day. So it said it was gonna get here the 19th through the 23rd, and it got here the first day.
Oh,
so.
you found your beanie? She found her beanie, ladies and gentlemen, and stuff like this. This is
somewhere.
I can tell you from personal experience that these hoodies are very comfortable.
And stuff like
He's
this
gonna
is
go away
actually
into
this
it.
hat is actually stitched. So the stitched items I know take a little bit more time, we have a backpack that's also stitched as well. So just know that if it's a stitched item, you're muted, baby. If it's a stitched item, yeah, the beanies are stitched too. If it's a stitched item, then it will take a little more time. But if you want to get swag from us, for us, and support the show, go to the website and order. We love
I
you.
want a backpack.
You want a backpack? Okay, I'll get you a backpack. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yes.
I know we haven't really talked about it a lot, and I hate to bring this up now, but did we want to talk about the dice thing?
Do we have that locked in yet?
Oh yeah, I
mean,
sent you a message. I sent you a message through Discord that I heard back from them.
Yeah.
I just don't have them in hand yet because they gotta mail them to me. But...
Well, we need to talk about that more, but
okay.
If you want to talk about the website because they've been so badass and give people a brief story
I would
of what
really,
they've done.
really love to talk about them for just
Absolutely.
1 second.
Go for it.
So one of my all-time favorite dice companies, Die Hard Dice, they are absolutely insanely incredible. They're super generous. They are constantly giving back to this community. Me and some of my people on the show have witnessed it firsthand. And so I just want to give a shout out to them because I reached out to them with some stuff and they're going to help me out with it. And they're just a really, really badass dice company. Go buy dice from them, please.
And
they
as
are
an example,
so awesome.
They did, for our 9K winner, we were going to get them a set of dice. And
yes.
When Kessie reached out to them about possible other promotions we were looking at doing, she told them that our 9K winner had won a set of dice from us, but we didn't have our dice to us yet because we're still waiting for our distributor. And they literally just sent her a set of dice to give to the winner.
Probably not only that, I'm sure. I specifically ordered a set that I thought I liked because it was like our colors. So I specifically ordered that set, but all in the gigantic $92 order I placed. But
Kessie is not a dice
goblin. I
goblin.
specifically buy that? No, not at all. No, not at all.
Oh, I thought they sent that set. You bought that set?
But no, I bought that set because I wanted to make sure to get that set specifically. So I would have bought that set. But I talked to them though about some other things that we've been talking about wanting to do a giveaway for also. And so they were like, oh yeah, no. The lady was like, when you put your order in, just let me know, and I'll make sure to put some stuff in there for that. And I was like, oh, I already put an order in. Here's my order number. She's like, I will take care of that. So
who knows what's gonna happen? But Die Hard
who
Dice
knows what we're
amazing.
gonna get because they're insane and I love them.
Yep, and they have been very, like Kessie said, they've been very generous to the community. If and when we work something out with them, we will definitely be letting you guys know about it.
So if you need new dice,
Die Hard Dice,
check them out.
All right, so
tell them Dinner and a Game sent you.
Yeah, hell yeah, tell them Dinner and a Game sent you because that'll help us out a lot. So, last we left off our intrepid adventurers, 26 minutes. We went a little long. Last we left off with that's okay. We were already at 23 minutes by the time you started talking, so don't worry about it. We were already run over. We're trying to get it down to under 20 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, we have last we left off, our intrepid adventurers, Powder and Dude had just terrorized the shopkeeper and ditched out as he was juggling a crossbow trying to kill them. So the heroes were gathering up and you guys were leaving town because basically all your business there was settled. And if I remember correctly, you guys were basically considering going back to Sharn, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. Right,
So-
nice big city. Let's go.
Because you were headed down to the train station to see if the next train back was. Because you know that in Ventura, in this small town, the train only stops in twice a day. There's one inbound. There's an inbound and an outbound twice a day. So what are you guys going to do? You guys, it's pretty much. It was early in the day when you took care of all this stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, we still have like a couple days left.
Before you have to go back, yes.
Yeah, how much was it going to cost us to get there?
You have return tickets paid for, because remember you were supposed to come back anyway.
Okay. I wanna look up prices of journeys.
Okay. Shit, I need my book.
if I was to get a ticket,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm basically going to like do a guesstimate based on like my knowledge of distance and whatnot, and the fact that like I have lived in this world my whole life, and I would, as a character, know these things. If I was to travel from Sharn to like,
Look, it's the gate to House Orion.
Hmm?
Hang on a second. Let me turn this off real fast.
The unicorn looks
Yeah.
like something from my old high school,
Did you?
I
Know?
want to see this.
Where did you go to high school?
New Braunfels High School.
I thought so.
Unicorn High
We
School?
were the
Wait.
unicorns. That was a thing.
Yeah.
National animal
Wow.
of Scotland.
There we go.
Yeah, they. It was.
Okay. I
Will you
remember.
look up a little closer?
See, that's the
Wow.
gate to House Orion with the unicorn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Speaking of unicorns, does anybody remember what the code word was with our little pendants? I think it's like unicorn, right?
I do believe so. Was.
no, I thought you just tapped them.
No,
Oh, you
you have to
said
say
it.
unicorn.
Do you have to say unicorn?
Like
Mhm.
3
I don't remember
Yeah,
that
unicorn
at
appears.
all.
I
but
remember-
I don't. I remember you have to
remember
tap them,
everything.
but I don't remember. If,
Nope, you have to
if
say
we have
unicorn.
to say if we have to say unicorn, then like whatever we do, like it's I'll
We say
shout
it.
unicorn the next time I plummet into my death.
Haggard
But-
unicorn.
But I do want to look up. I do want to look up the price of a ticket from here to Eston.
I'm looking to see if it has anything in here about travel.
As we get to the train station,
or as
I-
close to Eston as possible, because if I'm personally remembering the map correctly, the lightning rail might not go directly through Eston. I might have to do a little. I might have to do a delay, a flight delay where I stop and I
A flight
do a
delay.
change.
a
do a
layover.
Okay, this is
change it.
not map worthy.
Yeah,
This is
I
all
get
background
a
stuff.
Flying boat instead of the train.
A flying boat. You mean an
Um,
airship?
Also, be interested in knowing exactly how much it would cost to get as close to Rukan Draw.
Oh Jesus! Everybody's trying to figure out how to get home.
Everyone's throwing stuff at me that they could have asked me via email and gotten all this out of the way before the game.
I don't need to go home.
I don't
as we're at the train station, I'm letting everybody know. I just made
Maybe
a
you have the
lot of
Eberron book
money.
in your room.
I just made a lot of money off of my my old glaive here. He basically, begged me for it.
Oh yeah, I bet.
I just hold up the whole like sack of 50 gold. That I'm like, no, I'm being dead
That's
serious.
Firefly.
Oh man.
Shitload of money off of this glaive. Powder, how much did you get off of
Oh,
your
this
scale
book,
mill?
I got that.
A good chunk, not as much, but a good chunk.
Here it is.
I'm just a master negotiator.
He's a
I just
master
really didn't-
baiter.
Thanks.
You can lock it behind me.
Um,
Master baiter.
a master.
I was laughing at it, but I wasn't gonna say it.
And what about the painting? Did
You
you
might be a cunning
sell
thing.
that?
Oh, I
as well?
still have the painting.
You still have the painting, yes.
Yeah.
The painting of the
you don't
nude,
just
the,
let
the
one of
nude
these
of
things kinda go.
the nude of the tabaxi.
Yeah, the tabaxi
Yes.
dude photo.
So, Rick,
Yes.
Yes.
maybe you can answer this. Madame Walrus keeps asking me whether or not we bought that monkey at Otto's.
I
No,
thought we left it.
no one
We
bought the
left
monkey.
it. We
Okay,
didn't
cool.
buy it.
Answered
Yeah.
officially for Madame Walrus. There you
And
go.
if anyone
Damn
wants
it.
to know, there was one of those monkeys it was actually a taxidermied monkey, so it was a real
Yeah.
monkey, but it was set
Oh,
with
God.
symbols where it clacks the symbols together. But the problem is when you pick it up, it starts clacking the symbols, and it will not stop clacking them until you put a silver piece in it,
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
something like that.
and then no one knows where the silver pieces go.
Yeah. No, we didn't buy it. We left that one behind. We
Sounds
were
like a
um,
huge waste of money.
Yeah.
It pretty much is, yes. So for
Oh.
Adair, it's probably going to be for the trip straight there. Well, it's not straight there because it's a train. But for a trip to Adair, it's probably going to be about 60 gold total. No, 30 gold. 30 gold total.
Got it.
I look over at Powder and I go, so those gems that we got from the the church up the hill or whatever. Those are still in the bag, right?
Oh yeah, we need to do something with those.
Shit.
No.
Yeah.
If they're not an issue right now, keep a hold of them.
We could do something with them in Sharn. Probably someone knows what to do with them.
Well,
I
it
definitely
has
have
been
an idea.
it has been 24 hours. I'm sure they're back to being floating skeletons.
It was my understanding. This is me as Anthony asking a question and not as dude asking a question. It was my understanding that it had to be on this plane in order to appear, right?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about a plane. I
well,
think
we
it was
already-
just every.
We already know
sundown
they're not
or something.
going to. Yeah, we already know they're not going to because we got back. We traveled 2 days to get here, and they didn't come out of his bag and try to kill us.
Right.
So,
It's only because the GM forgot about him.
You forgot about what?
Nothing.
The
don't
gems for
remind
the
him
thing?
about the homework. I didn't do mine.
I'm gonna look around. Is there anybody outside of us in hearing range?
Yeah, there's a bunch of people that's kind of milling around. There's not a huge crowd on the train tracks, but you get the feeling from the size of the facility here that it used to be a hell of a lot more commerce here. But since the mines are basically not really producing much, or not the mines, but the forges are no longer producing arms, and the only thing here is the mines. That there basically is nowhere about half the amount of traffic that usually come through here. So instead of being the tracks crowded with workers coming and going and stuff like that, there's basically maybe about half a dozen people around you, and it's like a group of 3 dwarves who are keeping to themselves and staying out of the side talking. There's one human with what looks to be a guard with him, a human guard, and then there's a single lone female who's dressed in very ornate robes, and peeking out from by her shoulder, you see what looks to be a very small fairy-winged dragon.
Oh, well, that's cool. Anyways, I just
love
want to
how
make
you
sure that
Plot hook, pow!
Fuck that shit.
I'm gonna walk straight past them directly to the trash can and start sifting through it.
You
Just
find
in
apple
case.
cores.
I just was curious if we still had them or I missed something.
No, the gems are still there.
How about we just hang on to those, just in case. And how about this? I just made a good amount of money. Let me treat you to one of the suites in the I assume there's suites in the train, there's the first class.
Do you want the Harry Potter treatment and have the rolling cart?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
With
Yeah,
magical
I want
candies?
the first class treatment on
I
this
do
train.
not want the chocolate frogs. They seem like too much of a hassle to eat.
So
How much would that cost, Ray?
basically you are in the first class cars. It's only
okay.
because it's only a couple of hour trip.
Yeah.
It's not even like a long trip to get from here to there. But so basically, and the first class car directly adjoins to the dining car, which basically means you can go get anything you want, or there are waiters who walk back and forth up and down the aisles checking if anyone needs anything. So you guys can either walk down to the dining car, which is literally one car over, or you can order from a wait staff.
Do I have a ticket?
Yes.
Because I come with them.
Oh no, you didn't come. No, you don't have a ticket.
Shit. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go and buy a fucking ticket.
I'm gonna treat you to buying me a ticket
Yeah.
so I can continue to join you.
So basically, for the trip to get from here to Sharn, it is literally 5 silver. That's all it is.
5 silver. Okay,
But for
cool.
first class.
Oh, for that first class, it's a gold.
Oh, okay. Deal.
Like I said, it's a very short trip compared to the rest
Yeah.
of the rail system. So this portion of the trip is measured in hours, whereas to get to get to where Josh wants to go, it's like a day at that speed.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's much farther.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
and with lots of stops.
It's across the country.
Yeah.
Wow.
But then again, so
while I'm buying the ticket, I'm gonna ask them when the next train is to Sharn.
The next train to Sharn is going to be leaving. The first train is already come and gone, and that's why there's people on the tracks. There's all people who recently got off the train. So the next train is not going to be leaving until roughly about 2-ish in the afternoon. So about a couple hours afternoon.
What time is it now?
It's like 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm
Oh,
assuming
shit.
you guys, since you guys are done with everything you had to do, you didn't bother to get up early. Enjoying your last day of room service and fluffy sheets.
Guess what I did?
What? Took a bath.
Oh my god.
One big tub.
One big tub,
That's
baby.
right.
So
Yes.
are we going to? I come back from the ticket, buying the ticket. I go. So are we gonna hang out here until the next train, or there is a great pawn shop owner that we can go harass if we want to spend some time.
Oh yes.
So this
He loves me, by the way. He
this,
gave me
this
all that
group
gold.
of like people who had a guard. And you said a dragon?
No, I
fairy
said
dragon?
there was a human male
Okay.
with a obvious guard with him. And they were
Mhm.
kind of like, they were standing there having a conversation. There were 3 dwarves who were off to the side, and they were looking at what looked to be a map. And they were like, so they were huddled together, and they were pointing off into the distance. And then there was there was a female figure. She was in a very heavy cloak and sitting with a hood up, and sitting on her shoulder was what looked to be a purple-hued small dragon with fairy wings.
Interesting. So in the group, they're all like chatting amongst themselves. I'm like, excuse me, and I'm gonna excuse myself from the group, and I'm gonna walk over to her.
As you walk over to her, the dragon lifts up and flutters its wings nervously, and it's darting its eyes back between you and her. And when you get within 10 feet of her, it lets out a sharp hiss. And she
I'm
she
going
kind of
to-
like turns her body to face you. Doesn't really seem to be like no hands are out. Her hands are still tucked up in her sleeves. And she kind of her body expression, and you notice that the cowl of her hood has an unnatural darkness across it.
Okay. So 2 things. One, do I recognize what kind of creature this is?
Make me either a survival, nature, or arcana roll. They'll each have different difficulties. Oh, I need to get the map up.
I'm gonna make an Arcana roll. So an 18.
An 18. Hang on one second. Oh, well, you lovely but sugar machine.
Gesundheit.
My
Tell me how you
browser
really
is
feel.
my browser's locking up, so it's like, yay! Okay, that's good enough. You made it 18. Gotcha. So this is obviously what they call a pseudo dragon.
Okay.
They can be familiars for wizards, but
Mhm.
usually these are very specialized familiars, and they're not anything a novice would be able to conjure up. You
Mhm.
don't have the ability to bring one about through the Find Familiar spell. So this would probably be a fairly strong practitioner of the arcane arts.
Interesting. Hi, hello. So, and then,
So
one
she-
more question before I proceed with the questioning. Is this? I'm assuming it's not a common occurrence that somebody has a pseudo dragon familiar.
Excuse me? Say it again.
I would say I'm assuming it's not exactly a common occurrence that somebody has a pseudo dragon familiar. Just walk
Well, I mean,
a pseudo dragon. You don't really see them too often.
no, not
Okay,
too often at all.
okay. Fantastic. Hi. Excuse me. That is quite a lovely pseudo dragon you have there. What's its name?
She says, in a very rolling, deep voice, comes out of the hood, because you still can't make out a face. And her hand comes up, and she's wearing long gloves, and her hand comes up like this, and the Suzanne lights down, and she in a language you don't understand. She says a name, and it sounds like Orin Sith.
Said Orin what?
Orin Sith.
Orin Sith.
Is it a language that anyone else would understand?
Let me get your character sheets out. What does?
I don't think we're there. I think he went off on his own, didn't we?
Well,
He's-
we're on the platform with
Oh,
them.
I did ask if we were in hearing distance. So
Yes.
yeah, I guess that's.
Yeah.
So here's the question: does anyone speak Undercommon?
No.
No.
Then no, none of you know what language it is.
Goblin, does that count?
Nope. I said what I said, and I
So-
meant what I said.
Let's say
Yeah,
it's not
yes.
a bugbear.
No, it's definitely not a bugbear. It's actually
I'm-
she's only like 5 foot tall.
so a hobgoblin. Yeah.
Yeah, probably a hobgoblin.
A shorter hobgoblin.
It's a Verdant.
Yeah.
There we
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna be like, Orin Sith, that's I'm not trying to interrogate you or anything. I just, it's an interesting accent you have there. Assuming not from around here.
There is a very deep and husky laugh that comes out from the hood, and she says, "You could say that would be true."
It's like little Nicky. I'm from the south. Interesting. I'm also not from around here. I'm from Fairhaven. I think it's Fairhaven. I don't remember off the top of my head. But
from somewhere.
it's over the rainbow, you know.
Awesome.
So what brings you around these parts? There's just, from my few days stay here, I kind of look around. Really, just a bunch of bumpkins only come through here. Oh,
And she kind of looks at you and she says, "I am here to meet bumpkins."
Oh, I assure you, they are nothing special. But I myself, and I hold out my hand, Xanta Cobwood, at your service.
She delicately places her hands in yours. She is very small of stature, very small of frame. Her fingers are like long and narrow. Her hand, it's in a glove, but the glove is very tight on her hand. And her attire is like very form-fitting. The robes she's wearing are like tailored for her. There is a very small split just above the knee that reveals long brown boots. She's wearing a very dark green set of robes and that have long sleeves that come down and taper down and are covered up by these gloves that she's wearing over it. And like I said, the hood casts a shadow. You can barely see like the tip of her chin, and occasionally you see this drifting of like white hair that drifts out from out of the shadow.
Okay. Can I make some sort of like roll to figure out what race this person is, or is it pretty obvious?
Well, number one, in Eberron, if you're thinking dark elf, Eberron dark elves are immensely rare.
Oh, okay.
They had a similar split with elves, just like they did in Faerun. But instead of them having a civil war, the Drow, way back in the beginning of time when the elves went to war with the giants, the Drow actually sided with the giants. And so there was a huge rift between the two cultures, and eventually even the alliance between the Drow and the giants fell apart, and there was a war between the Drow and the giants, which the giants were already in decline, so the Drow kind of won, but they took heavy losses. They're from a totally different continent called Zendrik.
Yeah.
It's way to the south.
Yes. So then, me with my noble upbringing and my libraries and whatnot, can I make a, I don't know, history check or something to?
Yes, you may. Absolutely.
Okay.
A
Fantastic.
history check is beautiful.
All right. I know history.
You know a decent amount of history.
I look over at Astra and I'm like, hey, the spooky one over there is kind of cute.
It is, like I
Not
said,
really my type, but
it's
you
very
know.
form-fitting, and she looks
Mhm.
incredibly well-formed, if a little
Okay.
small.
But can't really tell that it's a drow.
No. Well, with the
Okay.
15, the big thing about it is making that leap of logic. You think from her stature and her size and everything like that, she is either a very small, very slim human, or she is an elf of some kind.
Well, I was more so my uh, point A to point B would be the obvious magical darkness that her hood uh, is producing, and the fact that all of it, I'm assuming all of her body is covered, correct?
Mm-hmm. Head to foot.
Yep. That was going to be my logical jump to conclusions type thing.
Well, drow on this planet, they have lived on the surface so long that they
Oh.
do not actually suffer from the effects anymore, but they also don't have any of their innate magics.
Interesting. Okay, well then, never mind.
But the drow are also known as incredible practitioners of the arts, even beyond high elves.
Interesting. Okay. Well then, I'm going to be speaking low, and basically be like, so you've come here to speak to bumpkins, you say? Specifically here, you look like you're catching a train out of here.
No, I am awaiting for my escort.
Oh, fantastic. Well, and I kind of motion to my ragtag group of lovely friends.
Just over there
Oh,
staring.
yeah.
I'm just like,
Everyone's just staring at them, watching them.
Hunter has like a finger in his nose, literally, and is just watching.
And I as I point, I kind of try to obscure her view of Powder as he's picking his nose. They're quaint. They really are. But could I? Was she just standing there, or
Pretty
she looked
much.
like she was?
There's a couple of bags, kind of like on the damn it, Ray, on the area where the train lets people off, because I can't think of my freaking words. But there's sitting there beside her, and she is wearing a satchel over her shoulder. But other than that, there doesn't seem to be anyone with her, anyone around her, and she is she was obviously waiting.
Correct. And she didn't tell me her name, did she?
Yeah, 1 second. She didn't tell
Because I
you. No.
introduced myself.
Yes. No. She offered no name. Platform. Thank you
Right.
very much, Madam Walrus.
Fantastic. And so I'm just gonna be like, to whom do I have the pleasure of meeting?
She says, you may call me Ilya.
Ilya?
Ilya.
Ilya.
I
Thank
like
you.
ILL.
I'm not here just yet. I'm just asking for my notes.
And so when she says, you may call me, I'm gonna kind of smirk at that. Of course, Ilya. Well, would you mind some casual conversation while you wait for your accompaniment?
She says, I appear not to have a choice.
Oh, of course you have a choice in the matter. If I am bothering you, you can always tell me to leave. I do not want to harass you.
No, she says, no. It was my attempt at a joke. I apparently have failed.
Oh, no. I am... I love humor. Sometimes I don't get it exactly, but that's okay. Well, fantastic. Please, let me introduce you to my friends, if you'd like to.
It would be
Enjoy.
lovely, please.
Fantastic.
I nudge Astrid and I go, I think he's blowing it.
And so I'm going to escort her over and be like, friends, this is Ilya. She is here to meet Bumpkin, so I figured I'd introduce to her. Or her to you.
And she kind of like, she bows in a very fluid and graceful motion at the waist with one leg crossed over the other. It's almost like a courtly action. And she says...
So I'd pick up on that, right?
Yeah.
Being nobility.
Would I...
It's not typical of court here. It seems almost like an archaic action, like something old.
So, seeing this, I'm going to answer with the most formal bow that I can muster.
Oh, how's that gonna go?
God, Cassie. Don't
It
fuck this up!
It actually goes super well.
Did you roll for it?
Are you rolling your
No.
performance?
I don't think you have to.
Oh, okay.
It's
No,
based on
no.
your background.
I just know how to bow in a chord.
Okay, sure, okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
in an odd show.
There's a lot of stuff you don't know about me.
So there, in an
Backstory,
odd showing
backstory.
of reverence
I wasn't always living
and
in a dumpster.
gentility,
I'm
Bastion-
just saying.
Bastion performs a perfectly executed bow, and she kind of like steps back a little bit, and she claps and she says, "Someone of breeding. I apologize. I was taken aback."
I know. He despite the way he looks, he's actually housebroken. I know.
She says, "You are far too unkind."
I curtsy.
Yes,
Just
of course
light
I know
teasing.
Sometimes.
You have no idea how housebroken I truly am.
And she says, "Never assume that one who enters foreign lands is ignorant of the soil."
Oh, that was directed at him, not you.
She says, "Oh, very well." She says, "And what would bring this group of obvious heroes to such a small and drab little town?" And she says it like just off the cuff, not even caring like who's around.
Well-
Powder taps his armor and says, "Getting new gear."
Oh, you're at the foundry.
Oh no, just shopping.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I have been told that the foundry had been reopened. It was my whole reason for coming.
I look at Powder very confused because we definitely were at the foundry.
Yeah, but last time everybody flipped the fuck out.
I'm gonna be like, no, Powder, it's okay. We were in fact at the foundry as we're all kind of like, or I'm motioning towards my fancy glove and my violin.
I was just looking
Stefan
because I didn't understand the deception.
said, what do you mean, Powder? We're just literally
Yeah, we were just there. What are you talking about?
We were literally just there.
Uh,
Like 10
oh,
10
on-
minutes ago. I got this
She
cool
says,
thing.
"I have been most eager to speak to the masters of the smiths. I had a proposition for them. It would be wonderful if someone could provide me with an introduction. Maybe
Well,
someone who had just received a bountiful reward."
So two things. One, can I roll an insight check?
Sure.
We never said we got rewarded.
She never said it was you.
Wow. Yeah, man. And I'm rolling because like I never claim to be completely aware of the whole situation going on, but she is asking a lot of interesting questions.
Yes, she is. Without a doubt. So you rolled a 10.
17.
Oh, 17, sorry.
That was Joey's roll for history.
Gotcha. So basically, she is. I mean, she's sincere. She would really like an introduction. What are you looking to find out more or less, though?
It's more or less like why?
What's her deal? Is she
Yeah.
into half elves?
Okay.
More importantly, is she into orcs?
Oh my god.
Again, not my type, but like I'm not gonna throw away the opportunity.
So here's the deal. With that insight roll, it's
Fours,
decent.
all of you.
It's a good roll. She is. Her reaction to Bastion was sincere. She did not expect a man in his attire to be able to understand courtly fashion and etiquette. So to see him pull such a perfect courtly bow she was shocked by that. She is not really sincere in answering your flirting.
I'm not flirting. Just so you know, I'm not flirting.
She is not reading.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you.
Roll an insight check.
I don't believe that for a second.
Oh god,
either.
Captain Caffeine
Roll
said
an insight.
Captain Caffeine said even more important is she into groups.
Oh god.
Josh, I rolled a 14. I don't know what my insight bonus is, but I still think you're full of shit.
So, what we
How
but
does she feel about group hot tubs?
hot tubs.
Yes. Oh god, hold on.
How does she feel about eggs and the smoothness of them?
So no, she is very sincere reaction to Josh. She is somewhat playing around with you. She's obviously angling to get some information. She probably more than likely already knows who you are.
That was what I was getting
seems to
at.
have
Him specifically or us?
All of you. She seems to have dropped a very non-subtle hint.
Mhm.
Yes, obvious heroes and rewards and whatnot.
So, where, if you don't mind me asking, where exactly did you hear that the forges were being reopened?
I didn't really indicate where I heard it, but if you must know, I heard it in Sharn. I've just come this morning. There was rumors that House Orion had a group of heroes perform them an incredible service. So incredible that they were willing to reopen the forges and allow production of a very few choice items for these heroes. Something that hasn't been done in 4 years since the forges were closed and this town had its fate sealed. I thought that perhaps in the good humor and spirit of rewarding enterprising heroes, I might get a moment or two to speak with the actual masters of the forge. As I said.
So you are an emerging hero then?
No, not myself. I am someone who has needs of the services of a smith of no small renown.
Interesting. Interesting. Let's see here. I think, Bastion, why don't you talk to her about that?
I will step forward, and I will step to her right side, and I will hold out my left arm for her to take.
Her head tilts. It's very
And
hard
I
to
will-
read someone when you can't really see their face.
Yeah.
But her head tilts inside the dark hood And she says, "And we are going."
To the foundry, my lady.
You almost feel her eyebrows raise. "I am in your debt." And she gently lifts her arm and puts it down over she loops her arm through yours and puts her hand on top of the back of your hand. Once again, a very courtly gesture.
I'm going to lead her back to the foundry because the next train isn't leaving for another. How long you said it was like another
6 hours.
Yeah. So I got plenty of time to walk this lady to the foundry and back.
She says,
Does she has an escort with her?
"No."
Oh no, it's just her. Okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
Got it. That was the other person.
That was a different guy.
Yep.
Got it. Yeah.
That was the other plot hook.
Yeah, I'm going to lead her towards the foundry, and on the way, I'm going to just remark to her, you seem to travel very lightly.
She says, "You have no need for worldly possessions when the world is at your beck and call." And as she says that, she kind of just like makes a gesture with her left hand. It's almost a circle, and as she does a circle, there's a slight glow beneath her glove, and a hole opens up. She puts her hand in the hole, and she pulls out a goblet full of wine. And she tilts it into the darkness, and it disappears in the darkness, and comes out, and it's a little bit more empty. She's like, "Would you care for some?"
I think that perhaps it would be best for me to stay sharp. We have a very important business ahead of us, and recently there have been more than one attempts on our lives.
Oh, that is horrible. By the way, number one, Josh, what were you gonna? Hawkins, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna ask. Didn't she have a couple of bags with her?
Yes, she did.
Did she leave them?
She doesn't seem to care about them.
Interesting.
So the rest of you, what are you doing? Xander seems to be walking her straight up to the center of town.
No, Bastion is.
Wrong game, Captain.
Other Josh.
Yes. Yeah, Bastion is leading. Sorry. Yeah, Bastion is leading her up towards the foundry. What are the rest of you doing?
I was going to turn to Powder, be like,
Powder has finally got the big booger out of his nose.
fantastic, Powder.
Now he's playing with it.
Do you? And I'm gonna speak in hushed tones. Do you see those dwarves over there pointing at a map, pointing into the distance?
No. Oh, what? Oh, sure. Yes. Now I do.
Wait, hold on. There's other people.
They're actually putting the map away, and they seem to be arguing animately, but they're picking up their packs.
I see. Let's go. See
Powder
what they're
does not
up to.
eat the booger. Somebody asked.
I
No.
I can't.
Dude, a gold coin. Like, damn it, you win this one.
Oh. What? I thought that he was going to eat it too.
Well, then I take it back. I say,
I'm a
let's
civilized
go
goblin. I may pick my nose, but I would never eat it.
In front of people.
I say we go see what they're up to. I want to know. We've got time to kill, and I'm curious. We've been sitting in this town. It's been a while since we've been here and got back from the church and all that good stuff, and I'm bored. Let's go figure stuff out.
I mean, harassing strangers isn't usually my way of passing time, but I'm...
No, we're not harassing them. We're accosting them. There's a difference.
I don't know what that means.
Dude, come on, let's go.
Alright. Let's go.
And so I take Dude and walk over to the dwarves.
Okay, so that's what you're doing. Astrid and Joey and Powder now. What are the rest of you doing? Bastion seems to be walking off with this woman. And now,
You know
for
what
some
always
reason,
works
Xander
well
and
for all of us
Dude,
is splitting the party.
Oh my
Xander and
God.
Dude have these big shit-eating grins, and they're walking towards the three dwarves who are picking up their packs and also starting to walk up the road. So what are what are you rest of you three doing? Let's do it
Astrid,
three ways.
There's only one plot hook left.
Astrid, do you want to go shoot cans with me?
I really want to kind of follow Bastion because I have made it an extreme point throughout this entire game to not leave him alone.
I'm sure it's fine.
He's not alone.
I'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
I'm
He's
not
fine.
alone. I'm with my new friend.
He's
Oh,
got
yeah.
a mysterious stranger with a pseudo dragon on her shoulder.
I'm with my
chilling.
new. I'm with my.
Oh,
new
no, the pseudo
mysterious,
dragon's flying
incredibly
around. It's not
powerful
getting
friend.
near
What
them.
could go wrong?
Yeah,
You-
like as we're walking over the dwarves too, I'm telling Xander, I'm like, yeah, you really blew it. Like you basically just let her go. What are you doing?
What? Did you think I was trying to flirt with her?
Yes, it was
Darling,
blatantly
you know I
obvious.
only have eyes for you. And I'm
Oh,
gonna
I
turn-
know.
I'm
And
gonna
I
turn
kind
back.
of, I grab him, like I reach around his neck and I kiss him on the top of the head and I push him towards the dwarves.
Like stumble. Like, oh God. No, I don't like to be manhandled in public.
I was about to say it.
That's right. I'll be the butt of my own joke. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Astrid, Joey, and Powder. What are you doing? You're muted, baby.
Are you that worried about Bastion?
I'm just concerned about anyone going off on their own currently. With
Especially with a stranger.
yes,
Who has a
with the
magically
things
darkened
that
hood.
we've been threatened by so far. Yeah, I'm a little concerned.
Well, I've got this new armor that isn't as clanky, and we could stalk Bastion.
Sorry, that was funny.
I see it in your eyes. You're thinking about it.
I'm kind of so down for it.
Joey, are you even paying attention to what's going on?
I'm like not like close. Like I don't want to follow him like close enough like that. I'm like trying to eavesdrop on his conversation or anything if they're talking or whatever. Like I don't care about that. I just want to keep eyes on him.
Just to make sure she doesn't pull him into an alley and stab him.
Exactly. We're just looking out for our friend.
What if I pull her into an alley and stab her?
Well, then we
I
know
thought
what
you were
you've
gay.
done.
Don't we know what you've
Come
done?
on. Come on, guys. I'm not helpless.
I know you're not.
I
but
have uncanny dodge.
good for you.
All right, so
Um,
let's,
I
since
want
you
to make
guys
sure you don't leave
we
a
know
mess.
nothing about this person.
okay, so you guys are gonna attempt to
I'm
trail
gonna get to
Bastion,
know
but not make
her.
it obvious.
Yes.
Dude and Xander are gonna go harass dwarves for no apparent reason.
Accost. Okay,
Accost.
accost. There's a difference.
Yeah, one involves just being annoying, and the other involves violence. So, the dwarves are going in the same direction that Bastion and the mysterious woman went as well, but they're a bit behind them. So, you all would technically be traveling in the same direction. So, as you're going up the street, who's the furthest back? Who is the most hesitant about this entire idea?
Well, it's not
Dude
that I'm
and-
hesitant. It's just that I'm slow.
Okay, so as you're leaving the platform, you kind of like walking up the street, and you look back, and you see that her luggage just fades out of existence.
That's cool.
What kind of check would that be?
There's no check needed. What are you looking to find out?
What the fuck was that?
You can make me an Arcana roll.
Okay.
There, that's a big one. Why'd you
That's
roll
a
stealth?
big
Okay, so you. No, it's not a nat one. She has a 1 in Arcana. She basically rolled a 19. So you're probably pretty sure that if they were not an illusion, that they might be enchanted. Like, if she gets X feet away from them, they may go somewhere else. They may teleport somewhere. You don't know for sure. But they're obviously not there now. But they're probably either enchanted or under some kind of spell that makes them go somewhere when she's a certain distance away from them. Or they could be invisible. You have no idea. You can run back and check. Okay. So you can keep walking. Do you tell anyone what happened, or you just keep walking?
Powder.
Yes, Joey. Yes, Joey.
Her luggage disappeared.
Her luggage disappeared. I was curious. She left it behind.
And it disappeared. It was there and then it wasn't there.
Magic. I can do that.
Did
What's
it
that?
did it reappear in the street behind us as we're walking?
Not well. You're. I don't think you're looking behind you, are you?
No, but they would if they're.
Oh no,
sneaking
they do
after
not
me,
see it
they would
reappear. No, they do not.
Okay. All
Is
right.
it like the luggage in like or her bag in Halloween Town, the grandma's bag, where it just like follows?
No, it's not moving. It's not visible anywhere.
It it just like phased out and it's
Yep.
gone.
It has disappeared.
So Bastion,
Did
as
it
you're walking with
coincide-
her,
Did it coincide with her putting her hand into the air and pulling out wine?
no, it did not.
Okay, word.
So Bastion, as you're walking with her, she kind of holds out her hand, and she sets the goblet down, and it floats in midair, and it stays just ahead of her. It's almost like there's an invisible servant holding a tray out. And she says, so, you're one of the heroes then?
That's what everyone keeps saying.
She's-
I've never been more accused of being a hero in my life.
And I'm sure an adventurous life it's been to get this far. Having House Orion owe you a boon is no small achievement. I've been trying to get an audience with the Lord for quite some time.
I would say that I would be happy to introduce you, but the last time that he and I were speaking to each other, he all but banished me from his sight forever.
If the stories I heard are true, he was probably incredibly upset. From what I understand,
He was.
There was trouble.
There was. There always is.
It's Sharn. I have not been in the city long, but I have been in the city long enough to learn. Speaking of which, learning things is something that I greatly enjoy. You might say it's my trade. And I would love to hear what you can tell me of the Master Smiths in the few short strides we have left to go.
They seem to be fewer in number than they were once before. That seems to be expected while we are living in a time where the forges are not necessary. But they do know their craft. I will give them that.
You know, the rumor is that Gonshare is one of the few people who left who knows how to light the fires in the war forges.
Well, they did not seem to mention anything about that. We simply saw them for a bit of an errand.
Well, hopefully
Two,
with you on my arm.
specifically.
hopefully with you in my arm, I'll at least be able to have words with them.
It's strange that someone of your stature and
She chuckles.
clearly your level of arcane prowess would have difficulty finding an audience.
She says, sometimes when someone is different and not much is known about them, it makes things difficult. It's almost like they have to prove themselves before anyone will afford them the slightest amount of trust. But it is a situation that I have learned is all too common.
Well, there are those who fear what they do not understand or what is unfamiliar to them. And then there are those who see it for its potential.
And how much potential can you see in investing in an unknown bastion? And she says your name. Oh wait, no, actually I forgot Xander actually said your name. So she would have had access to it.
Yep. So she says Bastion.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no, I didn't say Bastion. I didn't say his name. I said
thought
these
you
are
did.
my friends.
Yeah, no, but
She-
when you handed her off to him, you said Bastion. Why don't you tell her all
Oh
about
yes,
it?
that's true.
Yeah. Well, I would not have considered myself a gambler in my past years. However, things have taken quite a few turns for me, and now I find myself in a position where utilizing tools, the right tools for the right jobs, is necessary.
And I believe that the right tools are always necessary. Hence my needing an audience with the Mastersmiths. And as that, we will hop back over to Xander and Dude. So the dwarves are arguing amongst themselves. Do either one of you speak Dwarvish?
No.
Okay. They're arguing
But
amongst
I
themselves.
do-
Yes.
I do walk up to them and just talk in common. And I go, excuse me, my friend here has a theory, and I don't believe him, but maybe you can solve an argument for us. The
They kinda
reason that
come to a
dwarves...
stop.
Yeah, I figured. I was blatantly trying to halt the conversation that they were having. I looked at them, I was like, the reason why dwarves are
brace
so
for impact.
joyous...
I brace for impact. I'm just like, oh god, what's he gonna say?
The reason why dwarves are so joyous is because while they're walking along, the grass is just giving a little tickle in their balls. Is that correct? He says it's
Oh.
true.
No.
Well, They all look at each other, and one of them says something to the other one in Dwarvish, and the other one kind of points at his head and goes. And the third one looks at him and he's like, no, I don't.
No,
I don't
he
think the grass
seemed very
tickles our
convincing.
balls.
He almost convinced me, but I figured I'd come over and give you guys the benefit of the doubt.
I'm gonna cut in. I apologize for my friend. He hasn't been right since the accident. And I kind of like motion with my hands and then motion towards him.
And they're like, okay.
But you do seem to be having a bit of a problem. I'm wondering, perhaps we can help.
Roll me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Okay, that's fine. You
Okay.
finally get to use. This is the first persuasion roll I've ever gotten to actually do.
Dun dun dun.
And I'm gonna fucking fail it. Watch. What's
For
my-
sure.
Interesting. Oh, okay. So, persuasion.
Holy shit!
Holy shit!
Plus 11, you fucking goat.
Good lord!
I'm the face, you guys.
So the dwarves kind of look at you for a second, and this is, well, we're new, having just arrived from Sharn, and we heard that the mines have not necessarily been reopened, but at least the mines are in production. We're engineers, see, and we've developed a new mining technique, and we are hoping to meet with some of the masters of the mine in order to attempt to peddle this technique to them. Do you happen to know anyone in town who knows anything about the mines themselves and who might own them?
Ray, do I know anybody in town who might know them?
What the hell role would that be? We need an influence skill. That's
Intelligence?
sure. Let's make an intelligence roll.
History?
I mean, we're using history kind of as a catch-all, but it doesn't really
Yeah.
fit here. I mean, are you trying to say history is your... Okay, let's just do history. You're trying to remember past conversations. There you go.
Yeah, trying to
Alright.
have conversations and recall information, right?
Yeah.
13.
There you go. So you basically, you know that the mines are owned by several different family groups. You know that since the decline in production because of the lack of direct need from the forges, that the three most prosperous families have bought up most of the mines because they already had decent connections outside of town to sell the ore outside of the access that the forges needed for production. They're not making nearly as much. Oh, thank you, baby. We will hydrate.
To hydrate.
Yes, from Jessica. But we know that the mines have not been needed as much. So these families have bought up the other interest in the other. From 3 families have bought up all the interest in all the mines from the 7 total families there were. So now there's only 3 main families that own all of the mines. They've actually ceased production in the least profitable mines and closed them down, and are now only working on a couple of the mines that are actually still in production. So there are 3 families that run the mines, and all 3 of those families are basically have the largest estates in town. You've not really met anyone from the families. They're almost always either at the mines or on the estates, and so, or they're not in town at all.
Do I know their names?
Mm-hmm. So there's a human family that's just known as Baker, the Baker family. They are probably the newest family, having only been here for probably about 60 years, and they were. Basically, they came from Sharn, and the rumor is that they were possibly involved with some criminal activities in Sharn, fled the city to avoid punishment with their ill-gotten gains, and bought out one of the lesser profitable mines from one of the other families, and actually struck a good seam, which kept them alive, and they basically built from that. Then there's the Skodorns. They are
How do you spell that?
Scoderns. They're a dwarven family, very traditional dwarven. They come from a long line of miners, and they basically have the largest consortium of mines. They own 3 of the 7 mines, and they are basically have the most invested in the town itself. With them actually owning the inn that you're actually stayed in. They're the ones you know the most about because they own the inn, and that's pretty much their two claims to fame is that they're the richest family in this small little town, and that they actually own the inn as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is the Gillin family, which is Gillin. They're actually, the family is gnomish, but they actually do the most they can to employ people from the town. They are constantly doing things like, trying to give people hours at the mine, doing good deeds in town. They only own one mine currently. They have the least percentage in it, but their mine is unique in the fact that the vein of ore they found, which was basically a vein of gold, actually also produces diamonds. So they're probably the second richest family with the smallest mine.
Interesting. So I am familiar with the families who own the mines. Could you potentially tell me more about this technique of yours? And that's going to depend on who I think best to introduce you to.
It says, well, I can't give you away too much information without.
Of course.
But we have designs for a device that would be able to be operated with minimal magical energies, basic spells really, which would enable the device to use, do you know the term pneumatic?
Yes.
It would allow the device to run a pneumatic piston, which would greatly speed up the digging process through hard rock. It says, we have come up with this device of our own design, and frankly, since it's still in prototype phase, we do not have the funds with which to invest to get it beyond that yet. And we are looking for an investor not only to bring it from prototype to reality, but then to allow us to employ it as part of their digging process. We have a complete system designed for the breaking up of the ore. We have designed a conveyor system to bring the ore to the surface. All of this would minimize the number of workers needed, reduce the danger to workers, and provide faster production.
Interesting. And I'm just gonna mentally say to myself, well, the gnomes are out.
Well, the gnomes have a lot of money. The one family that
they have a lot of money, but they are also trying to employ more people to help people out. So less need for people is probably not going to be most attractive to them, because it's basically cutting down their workforce, and therefore they don't have to hire as many, so they can't distribute the wealth or whatever to the people.
I'm gonna ask how much do you need?
Well, the materials necessary to withstand the stress that this thing will be put under are quite expensive. We're looking at approximately 10,000 gold.
Well, I'm out.
Unfortunately, because of the sheer stress on the machine itself, both the bit and several other parts have to be made out of at least adamantite, and that's not a cheap material to fabricate.
I don't even know what that is.
It's an incredibly strong, some say enchanted metal.
Yes, it's basically your skull times maybe like 2 or 3, because you're pretty thick-headed, dude. And I only mean that in the best possible ways, of course.
Oh, I know you do. It's fine.
So, I'm going to,
By the way, everyone else has moved well past you now.
So you said the Skodorns?
Yeah, Skodurns are the ones that have, basically, they own 4 out of the 7 mines. The Grillin own 1 mine, and the Baker owns 2.
Okay. So so I'm assuming you're going to be bunking here, for the night at least. So let us stop by the inn, which just so happens to be owned by family I'm going to introduce you to.
He kind of looks over, and they all kind of look at each other. It's like, so you know them personally?
Let's just say we have a name around here. We're pretty famous around here, so
Well, it's unfortunate that we're not from around here. Well, we're headed to the inn anyway. Perhaps, if you provide us with, if you provide us with an introduction, then mayhaps we can cut you in a small fee for allowing us the opportunity.
but of course, shall we?
He's like, he kind of looks at the others and they kind of shrug back at him. He's like, the last one says, we were going there anyway. And he's like, so they pick up their bags and they begin walking with you towards the inn.
All right.
Alright, so cut back. Astrid! You, Joey, and Powder are going to attempt to stalk Bastion. I need stealth rolls.
I
Poorly.
mean, stalk is a
Are you going to
very-
attempt to remain unseen?
Poorly.
yes.
Then you are stalking.
Okay, well, whatever.
No more.
Oh,
just
that's not
saying
true.
don't know.
Just cut off a piece of my hair.
Okay,
and all
Powder.
that.
Bastion wants it, so it's not stalking.
Didn't need disadvantage.
Oh goodness.
Didn't need disadvantage to fail that roll. So, you guys are trying to keep
I
back.
did say that we were staying pretty far
Yes.
back. We just wanted to keep eyes on
Yes.
him.
You're staying pretty far back. You're keeping your distance. But Bastion, clearly you make that Powder and Astrid, and well, you don't really. You will notice that Powder and Astrid are basically doing their best to look nonchalant, but they're keep on glancing over at you, and they're quite obviously following you at a distance.
Does she seem to notice?
You can't even see her face.
She hasn't like acknowledged that they're following us or anything while we've been walking and talking.
With that cowl up the way it is, she would have to turn completely around for you to be positive she noticed them.
Well, yeah, but she also is very magical. So.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, I got an idea. Make me a perception check.
Me?
Yes.
All right. Perception. 14.
That is enough. Sitting on her shoulder, facing backwards, and with what you cannot doubt is anything but the smallest draconic glare you have ever seen. The little pseudo-dragon is sitting backwards on her shoulder. It's got one paw like on the back of her hood, and it's looking around the side of her head, and it is just glaring at Astrid and Powder. Just daggers.
And then, are we like, can we see this thing looking at us?
You're holding back, so I need an active perception check to notice it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm willing to do that.
Joey, you can make one too.
Oh my God, what is our rolls
I
tonight?
I was gonna say, like, I can, with my passive, I can see
Holy
everyone.
shit. Yeah, with your passive, you can see into tomorrow. No, so you
Yeah.
guys do not notice the little pseudo dragon glaring daggers at you.
Cool.
Well, we are super
this is
hidden.
going swimmingly.
We're super
So-
hidden and super aware.
About
Well,
you guys are, since you're not actively trying to stop them, they're going to get to the gates. Oh, hi, Kitty. They're going to get to the gates, and as they walk up to the gates are closed. Remember I said there was a big gated entrance?
Yeah.
So she kind of looks she looks up at you. Well, the hood turns towards you, Bastion, and she kind of looks back at the gate and she says, "It appears that we may not be welcome."
perhaps not. But closed gate has never stopped me before.
She kind of stops and the hood tilts at an angle and she says, "I don't know if that would be in my best interest, though. I am not looking to come at this in a way that would already make them even more inclined to distrust me."
So I'm going to turn to the gate, and even though they're closed, can I see that if it's like locked or like barred up or anything? Because we were
It doesn't.
we just came from there.
Yeah. Well,
like we had like just come from there to
Yes.
the station. Like we
'Cause
went
it
and
was
stopped
late
at the
morning.
hotel,
well,
grabbed our
you grabbed
shit,
your
and then
stuff,
we're-
and Dude and Powder went and harassed the poor. So it's been at least an hour or so. Because you grabbed your stuff, and then Powder and Dude went and harassed the shopkeeper. What'd you do to your ear, cat? Anyway,
does
so
it look like it's been like barred up or just
no,
like
the gates are sitting there
closed?
closed.
I'm going to try to open them.
Okay. So as you walk up to the gate and you reach out your hand towards the lock, she reaches out her hand and grabs your arm. And she says, I wouldn't. And this is just says I wouldn't. The gates clank and swing open.
I turn back and I look at her and I give her a smile and I say, "You're with one of the heroes." And I'm going to gesture
you can see like
to.
you can see, like I said, you can see the tip of her chin through the darkness, and for a minute the darkness recedes up. You can see that her skin is an absolute. It's not black. It is a shiny, almost. What's the opposite of pearlescent?
Matt?
No, because it still has shine.
Wait,
But it's
Matt
black.
doesn't have shine.
Satin.
Satin, yes. It's almost like a satin sheen of black. And but she has ruby red lips, and she's teeth. Her lips separate in a very small smile, and you see very pointed incisors. And she says, and it's almost a smirking smile, and she says, "Lead the way, hero."
So I'm going to lead her in, and as we're passing through the gate, I'm going to say to her, "I want you to know that I do not care what your intentions are with the forge or what it is exactly that you need. I'm going to vouch for you one way or another on one condition.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening.
You seem to be on the more powerful side of things in the way of the arcane.
I'm glad
Are
I made
you
that
able-
impression.
Are you able to relay a message to someone
Yes.
magically without them knowing the sender?"
It would take me some time to prepare such a thing, but I could make it happen.
There is a man I would like you to contact for me. I will give you the details after you are introduced.
We have struck an accord, Bastion.
Then
See, this is why I did it.
Then I'm going to take her in and lead her to the forge with the masters.
All right. So, what are the rest of you doing as you're walking up? Are you following him into the forge?
As we get to the forge, I'll say to Astrid, well,
Yeah.
I think he'll be safe in there, honestly. The masters are in there.
Of course. I just getting a little paranoid these days.
I understand. Would you like to accompany me to buy some potions, maybe?
There's a small popping noise, and fluttering in front of you is a small purple pseudo dragon. And as it's flapping in front of you, it literally looks at each one of you. It's got like a little scowl on its face, and then it sticks its tongue out of you and pops out of existence.
Well, that was just rude.
I don't think he liked us very much.
I don't think she liked us very much.
I don't really care what she thinks. I'll go with you to buy those potions.
All right. So there is only one real place to get the potions. There is, I mentioned it before, but there is an alchemist here, and you already bought potions from him, and remember he was already running out.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, that's right. That's
So
totally right. You're right.
it's only been a couple of days since then. He may have been able to make a few more, but he didn't. He didn't even have any greater healings. He just had regular healing potions, and you guys kind of cleaned him out.
I've just got money burning a hole in my pocket.
You're supposed to be going back to Sharn, so you'll have
Yep,
plenty of
give
places
it.
to spend it there.
Yep.
So as you guys are walking, as you are walking in, Bastion, you get to the foyer, which still can be clearly seen from that little open entryway where the two doors go back into the back, and you guys can it clearly can be seen from the gates. And as you were walking up with her, coming out of the one of the doorways to the back, you see Craftsmaster Goncher, and he comes walking out, and he sees you walking up, and he never really has a smile on his face, but he kind of looks at you, Bastion, and he says, "Did you break it already?" And then he turns and he looks at her, and he says, he kind of like stops, and he looks at her, and he says, "Bastion,
I've brought a friend that I would very much like you to meet.
he says, in that same language that she spoke the pseudo-dragon's name, he says something. And she reaches up her hands, she hooks her gloves into her cloak, and she pulls back the hood. As she does, it's like the darkness ripples across her face.
Nice.
She is...
Sick.
She has lavender eyes. She has absolutely inky black skin. She is got high cheekbones, and her hair is shock white. It's a little bit at shoulder length. Her features are absolutely striking. Perhaps the most exotic thing about her is that she has these golden yellow tattoos going up her cheeks that look like they are, well, they actually go down from her eyebrow, from her top of her cheekbone down, and it looks like they are the tattoos of some kind of claws. And she has on her forehead, she has the tattoo of what it looks like to be an arced tail with a stinger on the end of it. And she says, "It is good to see you, Corin. It has been a very long time." And she says that in
Wonderful.
common.
You already know each other.
She says, I'm afraid, Mr. Bastion, that I was only a little bit deceitful. I do need an introduction, but not as a stranger." And she's looking at Corin the entire time she sees it, but as a former student who has failed her master. And she once again does that deep courtly bow. And Corin says, "You did not fail me. You betrayed us all. Why are you here, and why are you bringing him back to me? Our services to him are done." She says, "Don't take it out on him. He was merely doing me a favor, for which I now owe him." She looks at you and she says, "Bastion, obviously this is a very personal matter. I thank you very much for your escort. I will be able to aid you in your endeavor." She says, "Let's make it easier, because I already know that you have places to be. We met at the station after all."
Indeed. Master, do you have any parchment?
He says, he looks at you and he says, "Of course I have parchment."
Might I trouble you for some?
She says, "There will be no need." She opens up her satchel she has in her waist. She opens it up, she rummages around for a second, she puts her hand in it for a second, then she pulls it up and she's like, here we are. And she's holding a pendant. It is a brass pendant that looks like a scorpion. And she says, she holds it out to you. Simple communication device. Whenever you reach your destination, she says, stroke the barb stinger. She says, it will let me know where you are and that you need my services, and I will reach out and contact you. Now that we have grown to know each other so well, it will not be a problem for me to find you or to communicate with you, unless you're in a room made of solid lead.
I'm going to take it and place it into my satchel. And I'm going to give her another courtly bow. And I will say, you can expect to hear from me in... Master, what is the date? I'm afraid that time on the road has made me a little fuzzy.
He says, you have 4 days until you have to be at court.
That was not what I was asking.
Are you looking for the day of the week, Josh?
No, I'm looking for like the month. Because it is somebody's birthday coming up, and I want to be sure that I have the exact day.
Shit. I didn't even think about the calendar. I had to look up the calendar. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
What is the time frame for their birthday?
So we'll say it's 5 days canonically.
Oh, okay, cool. So 5 days from now.
Yeah,
So we will determine the actual day of the year. I know it's fall because I said it was fall because it was cold. It was getting really cold at night in the mountains. So,
Yes.
but we'll get the date canonically to you. So, but it's 5 days hence.
Yeah.
I'm taking a note of that right now so I do not forget.
Yeah, it is somebody's
Do
birthday.
something in Skype
Well-
chat, Ray.
We'll say that it is. We'll say that it is somebody's birthday 5 days from now.
Thank you. Anthony found me the
and-
Eberron calendar. He is amazing
Nice.
zings.
Oh, nice. Thanks.
Okay, so
thanks.
It is somebody's birthday 5 days from now, and I want to send.
it
I
is
want to
their
send,
equivalent. It's their equivalent of September. So the name of the month is Ron, Rhaan,
So
and it also
I guess-
coincides with the Dragon
so-
Mark of Scribing.
I guess that today.
We'll just make it the 20th of September.
I guess today is the I guess today is the 15th, or today's the 20th.
Today's the
That's what you're
20th,
saying.
so it'll be the 25th of September. Would be their birthday.
Yeah, that works. That works. 25th of
Do
September.
you remember
The 25th night of Ron.
September? Oh yeah.
Yeah. I say I will. you
God
can
damn
expect
it.
to-
That's gonna be stuck in my head all
I
day.
expect
know.
to hear from me, in 5 days' time.
Gotcha. She says, then I will hear from you in 5 days' time, and I will find you. And she kind of like, and the, shoot, brain fart. Master Garnshare looks at her and looks at you, and he looks at you and he says, he kind of shakes his head, he says, just don't make me regret it.
I wouldn't dream of it. And I give him I give him a little bow as well, and I'm going to see that there's a lot of tension in this room, and I've got nothing to do with any of it, so I'm out of here. gone.
You've delivered the
Later.
package, you're out.
Hell yeah, I held up my end of the bargain.
All right. So you're walking back down. Joey, Powder, and Astrid, were you watching that all? Because you can hear it. It's not that far from the gate to the entrance.
If we could hear it, then I would definitely be like still eavesdropping.
Oh,
like,
heck yeah.
If we heard stuff and like before we
So-
left, I would stuck around.
So
We were
Bastion-
standing there talking about how we were gonna go buy potions, and then we were like, oh wait, but we pretty much bought all the potions, so really, what else do we have to
Yeah.
do?
So Bastion, as you turn around, you see that Joey, not Joey, you don't notice Jody, but you see Astrid and Powder are kind of standing there, They look like they're
No,
trying to hide behind a
I
building.
I can see Joey. My passive is high enough to see Joey.
Oh shit! Sorry, I forgot about that. So yeah, you can see all three of them.
everyone.
Joey is doing a good job of like looking nonchalant,
She's
but
doing
she's
very well. I'm
but she's
proud
the
of her.
only halfling for like 20
Yeah.
miles. So
Yeah, I'm proud of her for doing much better than earlier when we were sneaking through the the temple.
Gotcha.
She's
I
she's
took the
taken
bells off.
she's
you know.
she's taken my lessons and my words to heart, and it means a lot to me. But yeah, as I'm walking up to them,
Mhm.
I'm going to mock them sneaking by going like this.
Okay, we get it.
It's
I'm
my
just saying-
first time with the new armor. I'm still
I'm
getting used to
I'm
it.
just saying that for someone so light on their feet, you make an awful lot of noise.
All right. So what?
Why the need for the secrecy though?
To not disturb you.
We weren't trying to impede on your conversation or anything. I just wanted to. I'm getting paranoid, man. I just wanted to make sure nothing happened to you while you were off by yourself with somebody that we just met.
She has separation anxiety.
You'll be very happy to know that Ilya is a very lovely young woman. I had a fantastic
Wonderful.
time with her.
Wonderful. I'm ready
Right
to get
here.
back to the platform.
And to stand there for 6 hours, mad. All right. So back over to Xander and dude.
Are we at the hotel now?
Mm-hmm.
I have bought everybody around in the hotel.
In the hotel. Well, at the hotel
Wait, hold
bar,
on.
there's not a ton of people. But you make
Good,
them
because
all
I don't have
very
like a
happy.
ton of money, but I have enough to buy everybody around.
Gotcha. So you buy everyone around. There's cheers and many people thank you. Well, not many because there's not many there, but everyone in the bar thanks you. The dwarves raise their mug to you, and they kind of all turn to Xander, and the one who has been basically taking the lead in the conversations looks to Xander and looks around. He's like, "So,
Give me a moment, and I find my way to the innkeep.
mhm.
And I say, oh, you get so much love. You get lovelier every time I see you. How are you today?
She says, "I am doing very well. Did you want to book your rooms for another night?"
No. So, actually, I believe my dwarven friends are checking in. However, I have a small request to make. I would like to. Would I know who kind of? No. I'm gonna say I would like to. I need to speak to a representative of the Skadorns.
That's literally the reaction. She says, no?
Oh, but why not? I thought we were such great friends.
Yes, but they may own the inn, but that doesn't mean that they frequent it.
Of course, yes. That is why I was asking for.
Is there a problem? Should I get the manager?
Yes. No to the problem. Yes to the manager.
Oh, well, excellent. I'm sorry. I don't know how to respond. I'm going to run away.
Love, you're fantastic, and I appreciate you.
I'll be back. And she takes off, and she walks back into through a door in the back, behind the counter, and there you can see there's a hallway going back there, that obviously goes to probably a laundry or whatever is in the back of this area. After just a couple of moments, a man comes.
While I'm
walking
waiting,
up.
I'm just like to the dwarves.
The dwarves are all they're drinking, and they all hold up their mugs to you. They're talking to dude.
Yeah, at that point, I bought a bottle of champagne and I uncork it with my tusk as I do. And I look at it and I go, I miss Bastion. And I take a drink.
One of the dwarves goes, "What's a bastion?"
We had a great night together. Would you like some?
It's
And
just
I hand the champagne to him.
he nods and he takes a shot of it.
Yeah.
He's like,
bubbly.
I know. He throws it back, and the next thing you know, it's like, because it's like he shook it up for the most part. So, Xander, you're sitting there, and she comes back a few moments later. There's a human male in tow with her. He's about mid-50s. He is wearing the same type of outfit she is. It's basically a white dress shirt with a vest over it, with a very intricate pattern on the vest. He has unlike hers, which is just a very simple nameplate. She basically has on that says Debbie or whatever. His is a gold little nameplate that says Teddy GM.
Teddy GM.
Yes.
For good morning. Gotcha.
And he comes walking up and he's like, "I'm the general manager. How can I help you?"
Hi. And I look at his nameplate. Teddy.
Yes, sir.
I am Xander Cobwood. It's a pleasure to meet you. I haven't really seen you around. We've been staying here for a few days. Interesting that I haven't seen you around.
A well-run establishment has no need of management because every guest is satisfied. I hope that is this case and you're just here to pay us a compliment.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'll stay here. The young lad who showed us our room is a fantastic class act. He showed us where to get the best chicken and dumplings in town. And since then, I've just had a marvelous time. Now, I have come to you with a request, so to speak. I would like to speak to a representative of the Skidorns.
It says, well, you see, the Skidorn family, they don't enjoy being bothered with the
Are you saying that I'm a
dealings-
bother?
No, with the dealings of the hotel. They leave that in my stead. So
Yes, of course.
If there's
Well, this
anything
doesn't
you
happen
need,
to be a dealing with the hotel.
that's what I was afraid you were going to say. The Skidorns, one moment. And he goes walking behind the counter. He kind of crouches down. He's like, "Where is it? Where is it?" And he comes out and he pulls out and he comes walking out and he says, "Here you are." And he folds up a letter and he hands it to you.
I look at the letter. All right, take it graciously, and I look at the letter.
It is a letter from the law offices of Weiss and Trust. It says, "To whom it may concern, any business dealings with the Skidorn household should be directed to our offices in Sharn. Weiss and Trust has been trusted with vetting out any possible business dealings involving the mines or any form of investment by the Skidorn family. Please call on us during regular business hours during any non-feast day." And it lists an address in Sharn.
Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna hand it back to him.
He's like, "Oh no, please keep it. We have many."
Oh, fantastic. And we'll squirrel it away. All right. Let's see here. So we've been around town, so I'm assuming I've seen their estate at the very least from the distance. Marvelous estate, no less.
A little bit
Fantastic.
older, but and not as, for someone who's been around Sharn and other fabulous places, the architecture is obviously older, but the grounds are well maintained.
All right, fantastic. I'm gonna say thank you for your time, and I look at his nameplate again, Teddy, and I dismiss myself. I go back to the dwarves. I'm like, well, I just talked with my friend Teddy over there. I need to personally go speak with them at their estate before I can introduce you. It's been a while, so I simply need to talk with them, and then once I've talked with them, then we can Proceed as planned.
So, roll me a persuasion check,
Fantastic.
and I am going to roll something.
You're
Like,
gonna leave
a
these
30.
people high and dry.
Jesus
Nerd.
Christ. Jesus Christ. So I'm not going to be able to beat that in any way, shape, or form because I just don't have that many numbers on a dice. But I'll roll something. Oh yeah, never mind. So they kind of like look at the guy. He looks at you and he looks at and the dwarves all look at each other and they're looking very, very excited. And they're like, "That would be amazing. I cannot tell you how much it means that we ran into you, Mr. Cobwood. You have already gotten us further than we thought we were going to get on this trip. And he kind of looks at it and he was like, Bourne said this was a waste of money. Can you believe it? You have to spend money to make money, I tell him. But no, he said it's a waste of money. Please, do what you can, sir. Please."
Yes, of course. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to steal Dude from you. His presence will be needed.
He's like, the heavy.
You know how it goes.
He's like,
Dude, please, if you would. And I...
Dude, you're drinking half a bottle of champagne. It's getting a little bit to your head. And
Sure.
some reason you have this weird haircut now. So...
No, I'm afraid that's me with a Karen haircut.
Oh, that's you.
I would like to speak to your manager. And like the whole time I'm doing this, I'm just like, I'm a fucking Karen right now. But I didn't complain. I didn't.
Oh my god.
No, but you did it. No, but you did make sure to note his name
Twice.
before you
Anthony,
Yeah, I
you
know.
know, Anthony, you know
And
the
you
deal.
said-
You know the deal. You have
Yeah,
to
yeah,
put
yeah.
that in chat
I
so
got
I can
you.
save it.
You also still need to put up the hot tub one.
Oh yeah, that one
Oh,
too.
Yeah, no, I
Am I a
I'm
bother?
making a
Are you
compilation.
calling me a bother?
Yeah, or you-
yeah, I know,
Are you
I
calling
know.
me a bother?
And I made sure.
Why
to
do you
do the
think
thing
he-
of like looking at the name tag instead of asking for their name?
I just like the way he went. He was like, shit again.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so what are you gonna do, dude? Are you going to leave?
Yeah, but I'm taking the bottle with me.
Oh, you paid for it.
Yeah.
By the way, take off 2 silver for. Well, no.
I
Take
bought
off
the
a
Round
gold.
for
I bought the
everybody in
bar.
Yeah, take a gold. I'm sure you
A
didn't
gold.
buy the bar like anything really expensive. So, but it's also the bottle of champagne that you bought too. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, what are you doing, Xander Cobwood?
I am. As soon as we get out, I'm gonna say, "All right, dude, let's go on an adventure. We're leaving town." I'm just kidding. No.
All right,
like,
fuck these guys.
I'm like, all right. So we're gonna go introduce ourselves properly to the money in this town.
Can you broker a deal in 6 hours?
I can certainly try.
So, you are walking up the street. The main estates for the families that are on the mine are on the road leading out of town to further up into the mountains, which basically is also the way to get to the mines. But the houses are just on the edge of town on the way out to that. The first one in town is the Scorn Estate. It is the largest. It is the closest to town because it is the most. It's the oldest one on the list. So as you go walking up the street, it only takes you a few minutes. But as you're walking up the street, everyone else is standing around having a little conversation outside of the actual forges, which you actually have to walk by to
so
go
we
out of
see
town.
them.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Fantastic. Hi, good to see everyone. Dude and
What
I
are y'all
have-
doing around here?
Please, let's walk and talk. And
I bought the bar drinks, and you.
Where are we going?
I look at Bastion, and I have like a kind of rattle
We're
the
gonna
last
go
of the
make some
champagne that's in
friends.
here, and just kind of give him a look.
I
Are we bothering more?
I just kind of like
we're not
Oh, yes.
bothering, we're accosting. There's a difference.
What
you
involves
keep
assault?
saying that.
I do keep saying it, and I insist. Please, let's walk and talk. Time is of the essence.
And while
Oh
we're
my
walking,
God.
we are going to take a break because I just realized it's
Alright.
9 o'clock and we've been going straight.
yeah.
Oh my
So,
god.
We're going to take a 10-minute break, ladies and gentlemen. This was actually supposed to be a completely different adventure, but as always when running games, it's herding cats, and the cats have a mind of their own. So-
You
were
put the
supposed to-
block hooks here.
We were supposed to be. We were supposed
I
to be
can't-
on that
You
train.
did this.
I can't not
did
put
this,
plot
Ray.
hooks out. I'm
You did
addicted to
this.
plot. You guys, let's just take a break. We'll be back. 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back at 9:17. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now sponsored by Avenue Q.
No, no.
Shit, I wish.
I wish.
No.
It doesn't even run anymore, not even off Broadway.
It always runs in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And in our
In
hearts.
your
Well,
head,
Oh my gosh.
in your head.
Why? Why do you have?
Avenue
I don't know.
Q.
Why do you have to keep
Avenue
doing this to
Q.
me?
How do we mute him again? All right. So, you guys,
like this.
Xander, just like this.
What? I'm sorry. How do you do it?
Yeah, well, we can't stay great. All right, so yes, yes, Meg, you missed Avenue Q during our off chat. Now everyone's getting muted. Yay! So anyway, Xander, you were
Mute
rounding
me.
everyone up,
Oh,
and you
good.
said you're going on an adventure
Adventure to the top of the hill, or
to the
whatever.
top of the hill. All right, so you start. He starts. Or do you just start walking up the hill? Everyone, stop
yeah,
muting
all
each
right,
other.
then.
God
I'm
damn
gonna
it!
ask-
I know.
I'm gonna ask-
Someone-
Okay, it was
I'm gonna
funny.
ask him.
Now.
I'm gonna ask him. Like, we're going on an adventure to the top of the hill.
No. So
We have
we're
the
gonna go make some
trains.
cool friends. We
the
need to
train
go. We need to
in a
go
few hours.
introduce ourselves to the Skadurns.
Why?
Why and who are the Skadurns?
They're the richest family in our town, or in this town, of course.
Are we
Everyone-
moving here now?
In this town, I said. I corrected myself. Thank you. By the way, you still have a little bit of mucus right here.
I not rocking it onto his shoe.
I wipe it off.
His shoe. Next to his
Tuesday.
shoe.
Oh God.
Roll the dodge.
Make
Roll the
a
die.
make a ranged
Make
attack.
a range attack.
Make a ranged attack, but you don't have proficiency.
Using your con modifier. Oh, if you think Powder doesn't have proficiency in Snot Rocket, you have not been
Oh
paying attention to his character.
my god.
All right. Anyway, continue.
It would not behoove you to shoot that on my boots.
Never mind. Make an attack roll.
So, anyways,
Disadvantage.
You crit? What the fuck?
so
Somebody
I so
Xander,
say
with
no.
max
We
damage.
we have an interesting proposition of some our dwarven friends of ours. Don't really remember that name. I don't even think I got their name. Names is but it always works in our favor if we have powerful friends. And I think that meeting the Skadurns is going to be, at the very least, interesting. At the very most, fruitious.
I mean, so I have a question. You say that they're most powerful and richest family in this town, but I don't know if you've noticed this town isn't very wealthy.
Yes, but
So what, are they like, the best farmers?
miners, but it's neither here nor it's neither here nor there. I mean, I'm sure they've got. I'm sure they serve guests fancy booze or something, dude. That's something that you can get behind.
I mean, we have time. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, I mean, like, what? Do you have anything better to do other than harass the poor pawn shop owner?
It's a lot of fun. You should definitely join me.
I am not that mean-spirited.
But we can get you there.
Anyways, shall we?
So.
All right. So are you all going to follow Xander?
I mean, what? Do you really have anything better to do? Do you really?
Are you still talking to me? I mean,
I'm talking to the group.
Everyone, to the whole group.
are we going to talk to these people? I mean, I understand that your pride might have been hurt because you couldn't fix these people's problems in a very short period of time. And we can
I
definitely go and
wouldn't say
fix
my
it.
pride was hurt, but I'm more invested than I intended to be, and now I have to. now I have to do this.
But we can just
So
go
this
back
isn't
to
about
train
anything
right
for
now.
us. This
So-
is just for.
And they could think that we died. You know, that we became.
So you know what? I do actually have something better to do, and I'm gonna go find. Is there a? Is there like a smithy in town?
But you're talking more of a basic smith, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, there are basic smith.
I'm talking about like a smithy where I can get crude material.
Yes, there is.
Okay, I'm gonna say, listen, this all sounds just riveting.
It's a farrier.
But I'm going to go and I'm gonna point over to the to the farrier, and I'm going to say I'm going to go there, and there are a few things that I need to pick up from there, and I can either meet you up there if you would be more comfortable with that, and I look at Astrid when I say that, or I can just meet you back at the hotel,
We're not
or
staying at
on
the
the
hotel
or on the platform, whichever you'd like.
I mean, if you don't want to gain favor from rich people, then I know that doesn't appeal to you. I don't know
I'm
what you're
sure
thinking.
that you will gain more than enough favor for all of us. I'm very confident.
No,
in order
it's
to
all
at
for
least
me.
Do this without
And
me.
food.
I mean, I look at like there's rich people, which means they're drunk, but then there's possibly some other cool stuff at the smithy. No, I'm gonna go get drunk.
All right. Well,
Remember,
I
there is
prob-
a very well-established house of ill repute here too.
you can
Never mind. I go to the very.
Oh man.
you can rest
Let's
assured
split
that
the party 3 ways. Let's go.
you can rest
Alright,
assured.
so you can do that at the House of Ill Repute.
Yeah.
Gross.
Oh my god,
Count
we're all
three,
such
where
awful
three?
people.
No. I am an awful person, but
So-
all of you have a moral compass.
Powder.
Ashton's already been there.
No.
Ashton's already been there.
I'm talking about the us, actual us. I'm
yeah.
not talking about our characters
Oh, yeah,
right now.
I mean,
In that case,
That all
I'm an
of us
awful
went
person,
there.
and the rest of you
Not the
have
effort
moral
you
compasses.
I like
I
as,
mean,
as soon as somebody
Evan,
mentions it-
Anthony, and I have a shared backstory, so
Do we?
Yes, we
Yeah,
all
in real life,
Someone
in
be-
real
Oh.
real life, y'all have a
yes.
shared backstory.
Yeah, we do. I didn't even realize until I came on the show.
Yeah.
As soon as somebody mentions that House of Ill Repute, I just start walking. I leave.
No one
I
mentioned
don't
it
even
but
say
me.
bye.
the voice of God mentions it to you.
Yeah.
I go like
Powder.
I can get
Powder.
drunk, or I can go, and I start walking.
I can go. It's like a bloodhound or something.
No, here's how it works. I'm pointing to the smithy, which as you're following my line of pointing, you immediately stop on the house, which isn't in the exact direction I'm pointing, but you just stop and you just start walking immediately.
Yeah.
See,
Remember-
like I
And
just
as you pass me, I say, "Remember, we only have 6 hours."
I only need half.
It's Madame Pearl's House of Finery, remember?
see, I always figured that whenever we point, dude is like a cat. He just stares at our finger like, what? yeah, you have a finger. Good job. I've got them too.
That's pretty fucking
All right.
spot on.
So, Bastion's going to the farrier. Dude is going to Madame Pearl's.
Powder's also going to Madame Pearl's.
Powder's going to Madame Pearl's. Astrid, what are you doing?
Oh god damn it!
I'm just like,
Joey, what are you doing?
Astrid, Joey.
Astrid doesn't really like any of these options.
The farrier is just a blacksmith who mainly works with horseshoes.
I think I
All
might
right,
be
I
able to
think-
find what I
I-
need from him regardless.
I think Xander's more likely to get himself in trouble, so I'm gonna go with him.
I resent that statement, but I appreciate your company either way.
Uh-huh.
Joey, what are you doing?
You've seen my bonuses to persuasion.
I was like,
Wait a minute.
Okay, that just creeped me out, so not with them.
Not with them.
That was the
Raise
best
senior
moment.
bonuses too.
yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Hey, everything weighs more on camera.
What happens off the stream stage?
Yeah, I was gonna say, and this
What
is
happens
why
whenever
every
you
time
forget
I
to
join a
close
new
Skype
Roll20 campaign,
stages?
I immediately take off the camera.
At least you learned your lesson.
Oh, did I? We're not gonna go there. We're moving on. Onward to victory. And I
Okay,
start walking.
Joey, where are you going? You still haven't said. Are you going to Madame Pearl's?
Yes.
You're going to Madame Pearl's.
Sure.
Okay.
Wait, is
The
that
cleric in the
place
brothel.
we're going, or is that the other place?
That is the House of Ill Repute.
The bordello.
You know, there's a lot of
Bordello.
good jokes. There's a lot of good jokes that start off this way.
Right?
So let's go
Priest,
there.
a priest walks into a
Into
brothel.
a brothel, yeah.
All right.
But none of you are priests.
None of
Oh
you
my
are
God.
priests. Joey's
I
a
am.
cleric.
A
Close
cleric,
enough, baby.
yes. A
Close
cleric,
enough,
yes.
baby.
What
All right,
god?
so, ha,
I'm actually
Mr.
ordained.
Miyagi, duh.
Jessica, you just lost all sound, or was it me? Somebody say something.
Something.
I just lost all sound.
Oh no.
Nerd.
What a nerd.
Oh, there we go. All right, I'm back. Hello.
Oh,
there we go.
that.
I accidentally hit my volume knob on my headset.
Evan called
Oh,
me mean
okay.
things.
Evan called me mean
Something,
things.
something. Hit
I've been muted the whole time.
I've been
Evan,
muted the whole
Evan.
time.
I
So,
could read lips.
so
Later.
So you guys, those of you who are headed to Madame Pearl's, if you are looking to take advantage of the normal process of the establishment, then I will tell you how much you deduct, and depending on how much of a good time you want to have.
I walk into
Shade
the
to
establishment.
And
I-
the ground floor looks like a restaurant.
I walk into the establishment, go straight up to the bar, and I said, I don't have much time. And I look back at Powder.
I don't. You sound like you're dying.
I look back at
I
Powder,
don't have
Make-
much
make-
time.
Dudes make
and I
a
go,
wish.
what's... that gentleman over there needs a while and good time. Somebody that could really toss him around, throw him around a room, give him your best treatment. Don't hold back. How much?
First, let me preface this by saying, Ariel! And walking up from behind, walking out of the back is a woman who is,
Goliath.
she is incredibly muscular.
No.
She is ripped and cut. She is wearing a very tight leather bodice, which is literally creaking as her pectorals flex. She
Oh my
has her
God.
hair pulled back in a tight ponytail. It's blonde, almost shock white blonde.
Yeah.
She has stunning blue eyes, chiseled features, gorgeous. And she comes walking out, and she says, looks down, and she's basically wearing a tight leather bodice, a bottom that is very form-fitting and made of some kind of almost elasticized material because it clings to her. And she's wearing like a chiffon skirt over it to where it's like almost sheer and see-through. And she comes walking out, and she says, "Did we have special clients?" And she looks at you, and then she looks down at Powder, and she's like, "A toy."
So,
Yes, and I think you're gonna have a lot of fun. How much? We don't need the night. We just need an hour. Even.
hours.
Bro, you know what? Just like 3 hours.
She says, "Oh, for this one?" And she walks over to Powder, and she crouches down, and even crouching down, she's a full 6 inches taller than you.
Oh my god.
So she crouches down, and she ruffles your hair, and she's like, "Oh wait, do you wear a hat? You wear a hat, don't you?"
No, I don't wear a hat.
Okay. So she ruffles your hair, and she says, "Oh, the last one broke so soon."
Oh no!
She's like, "Oh, but he'll be fine. He'll be fine. I swear." Does he have healing
This
potions?
is why the cleric.
I've got
Yes, we'll have plenty.
This is why the cleric. Take him down to 0 HP. It'll be max effect.
she does as she's ruffling your hair, and you say, and you Powder, and you say, "Yes, I do." She scoops you up with one arm, and has your butt firmly gripped in her hand, and you're cradled like a baby in the crook of her arm, and she starts petting him, and she's like, "Please give him the discount rate."
Oh.
And the guy says, "Ariel is the boss of her own domain."
Yes, she is. I look over at Powder and I said, "You can fall in love, but only for tonight."
And she reaches back behind her back, and she pulls out a very short,
But only for a
braided
few
black
hours.
whip that she apparently had strapped to her back. You don't know where. And she holds it out, and she lets it unfurl, and she just like kind of wiggles it around, and she like snakes it out and snaps it very gently, and it wraps around your throat, dude. And she's like,
Oh.
"Are you sure you don't want the 2-for-1 special?" And she
No,
pulls on it.
I think
She
I'll-
pulls on it hard enough that you have trouble speaking for a moment, and you have
Yeah.
to lean forward.
Yeah. I have different taste. I think he will. You two have fun.
She snaps it the reverse direction. It
I look back at
entangles.
Joey and I go, "What?" Okay, yeah. So
she's like,
she will join your 2-for-1 special.
she's like, "Oh, I didn't see the second one." She reaches down and she flips the whip over her shoulder. She reaches down and scoops up Joey in the other arm, and she just goes walking up the stairs, carrying both of them.
Fantastic. I look back at the proprietor and I go, "How much is that?"
He's like, she sets her own rate. She'll negotiate with it when she gets into the room. Everyone here is an independent business person.
Okay.
Lovely.
Oh man.
I'd like to take a look at your wares.
Very progressive.
He says, we don't parade our hosts and hostesses around. Walk around. Anyone who is in uniform, and you notice that there are people who are dressed normal attire, and people who are in obvious fetish wear or other type of costuming. Says anyone who is attired in a uniform is willing to discuss anything with you. Everyone has their own tastes and proclivities. It may take you a few moments to find someone who meets your exact needs, but at Madame Pearl's, we pride ourselves on being able to meet almost any fantasy or preclusion.
Man, I went on the wrong journey, guys.
Oh man.
Enjoy,
I
enjoy your
threw-
dwarf friends.
I threw
Oh,
Madame Pearl's
wow.
out early.
Enjoy Starla.
I hold out my my coin purse. This is a gentleman or a
Wait,
female
hold
in
on.
front of
Which
me?
coin purse?
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Oh
You're talking to the
god.
person, and
I'm
you
sorry. What was it, Ray?
You're talking to the person, and you notice very quickly, because as he was talking to you, he was kind of facing to the right, and on the right hand side of his face, his hair is shorn short. Well, on the right hand side of their face, their hair is shorn short. There's no makeup, no distinct features, very chiseled jawline. But as he's talking to you, he puts down the glass he's been polishing and sets it down in the rack he's facing, and he turns back towards you. The left-hand side of his face is completely well done up, and you notice that there is a swath of hair that comes down and falls and cascades over his left shoulder. And on the right side, he is done up almost like a very nice tailored-looking vest with, going down to slacks. When he turns to face you, the left side is a bodice drawn up tight, and he's wearing a frilled fluff collar on the left arm, and he noticed that the left side of the clothing is actually a skirt.
I look at them and I go, "Yeah, you'll do." And, and I pull out my hand. I put out my hands.
And he goes, looks at you up and down and says, "I'll do." Oh, child, you have no idea how inaccurate and short-sighted that is.
I can't wait for you to prove me wrong.
Let me find someone to spell me at the bar for the 10 minutes it'll take to snap you in half.
I'll do it in 5.
So,
Oh my.
everyone at
Oh my
Madame
God.
Pearl's will be preoccupied.
Fade to black.
Fade to black. So, Xander, you and Astrid.
Or on a diplomatic
I just
mission.
like,
Are
Yeah.
I
diplomatic
just like
mission.
stare off into the distance for a minute. I'm just like,
And a
I
tear
have
goes
the
down your
feeling
cheek.
that I'm missing something. Oh well.
You and me
Hold
both.
up.
Let's go. Come on.
All right, so I told you that about Madame Pearl's like 2-3 weeks ago. So,
Absolutely correct.
all right, so you guys,
I have to business.
you're walking up to the estate, and like I said, it is a 3-story estate. It is very old style architecture, but like I said, the grounds are kept immaculately. The estate itself is maintained perfectly. There is a small garden out front. There is a small trellised gate that leads into the garden that goes up a walkway, up into the steps, into a large porch that goes all the way around the house. There is a set of double oaken doors that are bound with iron. There is a large heavy knocker in the center of each door. There is no exterior handles on the door, and there's no appearance of an exterior lock. As you do you guys just walk up to the house? There's no
If we're
guards
not-
visible. There's no one outside.
Yeah, if we're not like stopped, then yes, absolutely.
So you open the gate, and the little gate, trellis gate, swings open. The walkway is pathed in multicolored paving stones. But they're not painted. They're like different rocks, and each one looks like a very large example of a gemstone. And as you walk up the path, the doors are standing there. There's a couple of chairs on the front porch, and 2 large wicker couches sitting up there. And as you're walking up to the front doors, the door on the right hand side opens, and a figure steps out of the doorway. He's an older gentleman. He is wearing a very, very smart ensemble that is obviously a servant's uniform, but it is pristine. His hair is pulled back into a tight ponytail on the back of his head. He's human. He has a very hawkish nose and very deep-set eyes. And as you come up the doorway, he beams a smile at you, and he says, "Good afternoon. Welcome to the Squanson's estate. How can I be of assistance? Are you lost?"
Oh yeah, no, not lost actually. I'm actually here to meet with the head of the household, Monsieur Escadon.
Mr. Skadorn has a very tight and fixed schedule, and
Of course,
unfortunately,
and so we'll make it quick.
unfortunately has no appointments available today. If you would like to state your reason for your business, and provide me with a reference, such as a card or any other material with which he can get back in touch with you, we can make arrangements for a possible visit, let's say, and he kind of like looks off in the distance, in about 6 weeks.
Unfortunately, I don't have that amount of time. Now, you can say that Xander Cobwood of the Cobwoods in Fairhaven, the leader of the Powder Kegs, has needs just a moment of his time.
When you say powder kegs, he says, "You're the leader of the heroic band?"
I know, yes. We're here for just. I cannot laugh at like everybody's like. Everybody's reaction.
Astrid's in the background, just kind of like raising one eyebrow, like.
He says-
I'm just like, yes, I'm
He
the
says-
leader of the illustrious powder cakes. Yes.
Say no more. One moment, please.
Thank
Please
you.
Wait here. I'm gonna have someone bring you drinks. I will be right back. And he spins
I
around. He
appreciate that.
goes inside. He shuts the door. And even as he shuts the door, he's like, 1 minute. He shuts the door like almost on his hand. And then he goes into the house. After he's gone for maybe 30 seconds, the door opens up again. Did you guys sit down on the furniture out in the patio?
No, I
Nope.
didn't.
You're saying
I
a young
leaned over
lady
to,
comes
to
outside.
Astrid, just be like, act casual.
A young lady comes outside and she's in a maid's uniform, and she has a silver platter with 2 glasses of what looks to be yellow liquid. And she comes outside and she says, "Lemonade, please
Oh,
have a
yes,
seat.
I
It'll just
love
be a
them.
few moments."
Of course, I appreciate that. Your name?
Timber?
Timber.
I'm just a maid, sir.
Of course, I appreciate you. I take. I
And she
take
literally
a
holds
glass
the
for
tray out with her
Astrid
head
and
down.
I take a glass for Astrid and I pass it to her, and I cheers Astrid and
She puts the tray at her side and she bows, and then she opens the door and goes back inside. After about 10 minutes, you have you guys sitting there. The door opens up again, and the gentleman comes out, and he says, "Good, you're still here. I was so worried. I am so sorry this took so long."
If we were alone for a minute, I
You what?
never mind.
No, go ahead.
As soon as we're alone and there's nobody around anymore, I'm gonna be like, "So the leader, huh?"
well, you know,
He doesn't like
It's
to
a-
brag.
it's it's really just a title that gets passed
Mhm.
around. It's getting us what we need right now, so just roll with it, all right?
I'm
Also,
just trying to
probably
figure
don't-
out what else you were gonna tell people that I need to know about.
Maybe just keep this between us.
Mhm.
You know how everyone is. Yeah.
So after a few moments, the gentleman you saw first comes out, opens the door after about 10 minutes, and he says, "I'm so sorry it took so long. Mr. Skadern is so pleased that you decided to pay him a visit. We did hear that there were 6 of you, but we do understand that you have been very, very busy attending to business for the actual forges. But he is so honored that you have decided to visit him as part of your entire visit to our lovely little town." He says, "I'm going to bring you into the house, and he has asked if you could spare him just a few minutes of your time to discuss some very pressing issues."
Of course, we realize he's a busy man, and we're kind of just dropping in. We appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yes, he is a very indulgent man to his friends. Hopefully you will come to understand that.
Of course.
And he leads you inside, and when you come inside, huh?
Before they go inside, they hear a distant yet very loud woo.
Oh,
A very
God.
distinct dude woo.
I think that was. Was
Just-
Okay, let's just keep going.
So you guys go inside, and inside the house, it opens up. It opens up to a huge, airy, double
Duty
entry
call.
staircase that goes down in 2 curves around the side. The floor is done up in marble flooring, and it's very gorgeous and luxurious. Directly across from you, there is a archway that goes back into the rest of the house. You can see that it goes into what is probably a very large living area, and to the left of that, there is a double doors. And to the right of that, there's 2 single doors. He leads you up to the double doors, and he says, he is going to see you in the study. And he opens the doors, and he says, "If you need anything, just ask, and it shall be provided." He says, and he opens the doors. and closes
yes.
them.
Some tobacco for my pipe, please.
Excellent. Any particular?
I'm feeling something rustic, if you would, please.
I think I have just the thing. I will be back momentarily. And you guys enter in. There is a huge desk in front of a large glass window. Glass is more common in Eberron because they have a better quality of manufacturing. So he's, and sitting behind the desk is a very large man in a well-tailored suit. He is broad-shouldered, He's got short crop brown hair. He's got very thick, heavy-set eyebrows, and he comes walking around the desk, and he says, "Mr. Cobwood, and I do believe you are Miss Astrid, yes?"
Yes.
And he comes walking around. And he extends his hand. His hand is freaking huge. Like my hand's about 4 inches across, almost 5. His hand is like about an inch wider than mine, and his hands are calloused, especially his knuckles.
Yes, I give him the firmest handshake that I possibly can,
You feel
while
like
being respectful.
you feel like you're hugging a very lean steak that's flexed. And he's like, he takes your hand, but he covers your hand in his, and he's like, "Thank you so much for making the time." And he holds out his hand, palm up, to you, Astrid.
Mm-hmm.
You,
Yeah, I'll reach out.
when you put your hand, he daintily takes your hand and he kisses the back of your hand. And he says, "Thank you so much for taking the time. I can't even begin to describe the importance of the forges being open, even for this small amount of time. It indicates that House Orion is willing to bend. From what I understand, you have direct dealings with Lord Orion."
This is correct. I believe the term he used is part of the family.
In that case, we have several ideas that we would love to present to him for a new direction to take the forges in order to open them up. If he won't assemble weapons anymore of war, there are, the term I believe is swords to plowshares. He says we can change the entire methodology of preparation for the forges, and we can put out the finest crafted materials that would aid in farming and manufacture across the world. He says, and all we need is Lord Orion's permission to take control of the forges from the weaponsmiths that he currently has holding them, who are doing nothing with them.
Absolutely. You know, we're starting to talk about all this business, but you haven't introduced yourself. What is your name?
I am so sorry. I apologize. I am Jacob Scorden, and I am the gentleman who has the difficult job of managing the family's business in these trying times.
Of course, yes. Judging from the state of things in town, no offense, times are indeed tough.
Yes.
And I can only imagine you wanting to increase the efficiency in which you can run this, the forges, no less, and your business seeks to be put to its fullest potential.
Well, yes, of course, but that would be... We have ways of selling our ore, but the profits and the yield is much too low compared to reopening these forges and bringing back the labor who left in order to put them back to work. Perhaps not at the same pay scale, mind you, now that they're no longer manufacturing munitions, but at the same time, they would be working steadily, and we could bring back the city to at least some semblance of what it once was. This small town you see before you now is nothing compared to the hustle and bustle of Cumshad in its heyday.
Of course, and I have not. I was not able to bear witness to the greatness that was Cumshad in its heyday. However, I've heard stories of growing up in Fairhaven of the magnificent forges and the beauty that was coming out of the said forges. Now, I I will be seeing him, Mr. Orion, very soon, in fact, and I'm more than willing to bring this up to him. But as you know, for one favor, there must be another favor.
He's like, I have no idea what I could, a humble man of business could offer. Name it.
So, being a man of business, you are always looking to increase profits while also increasing efficiency. Now, I have some friends in town staying at your fantastic inn, no less, who have an idea to do just that: increase your profits, cut down labor costs, and maximize efficiency. And so all I'm asking is for you to sit down with them, hear them out about their recent achievement.
He's like, I had no idea your group was so diverse. A man of business as well as a man of adventure?
Oh yes, you know, it comes with the title of being a cobwood.
I know of your house, of course. It's just that No, you're right. You're right. A favor for a favor. Have your friends come by tomorrow at noon, and I will have Donatello show them to me, and they may present their device or idea, and I will evaluate it fairly. If you will swear to me that you will speak on our behalf to Lord Orion and help us in convincing him to at least let us retool the forge and reopen it.
Well, a favor for a favor, and I hold out my hand to shake.
He puts out his hand. He's like,
Fantastic.
a gentleman's deal is struck then.
Absolutely. You have my word that I will bring it up to him, and I will do my best to make him see the light.
When are you returning?
Let's see here. We have to be in town.
Oh yes, the
see.
trial of the century. I heard about that.
Oh yes, you know how it goes. So we have to be there. We have to deal with that whole fiasco. If I expect to be delayed, I will make sure to send you a message via sending stones.
Excellent. I expect to hear from you. He says, I do not envy you the trial. Witnessing a trial by pain is...
Oh, yes, that's... You don't know the half of it, but...
Oh, I've heard.
I don't want to bore you with stories.
I do not want to hear them, though. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you're busy, quite busy, and I appreciate you making the time to see us. We have to go find our waylaid companions at the House of Ill Repute. Sorry, it was Madame Pearls. At Madame Pearls. Yeah. They're taking some much needed time to themselves.
Trust me, we've all indulged. He says, Madame and Pearls is an amazing establishment. I'm sure they'll sleep the entire train ride back.
No, I'm counting on it.
Here in Cumshot, we all get a little freaky from time.
Apparently, well, shit.
It's our town's main export.
Hey!
Smiles.
There's a reason it's got the name.
Smiles and naps. Those are the main exports.
Yeah.
All right, so he says, if you have to go, I completely understand. He says, I look forward to hearing from you.
Oh yes, of course.
And again, I cannot
thank you,
begin
Jacob.
to press how urgent it is that this situation gets resolved. The people in this town is deteriorating, and the people in this town, those who are left, they really don't have much else to where to go.
I've seen the pawn shop. I understand.
Poor Isel.
Yes. Poor Isel. But
he financed a lot of people getting out of town, though, out of his own pocket.
Oh yes, and he deserves the utmost respect. As I'm just thinking, just like, oh, fucking dude.
Dude, god damn it, dude.
He's a- well,
Thank you for seeing me. Yes, fantastic. And as we're leaving, I'm going to collect the tobacco from Donatello on our way
he
out.
actually is walking in and he has a little pouch and he says, "Oh, you're leaving already?" And he says,
Yes.
He says, I've had this for a number of weeks. The master doesn't like it. He says it is a little too earthy for his taste, but it seems to be right along the alley of what you were looking for.
Absolutely. What is it called?
Earth.
Yes, Earth. I've heard of them. They're very renowned.
He's like,
Yeah,
oh, really? I'd never heard of them before.
Oh, well, you know how it goes.
He's like, well, here, take it as a gift from with my master's blessing.
Yes, I get tobacco aficionado weekly, monthly. You know how they are with their week months.
It's quarterly magazine.
This is-
You can only get it on airships.
Yep.
Startable cruise.
Oh
yeah.
no!
Startable cruise.
Startable cruise lines. All right, so what do you guys? You headed out then?
Yes,
Yeah. As we're walking back,
I'm putting.
It
the
actually
tobacco
smells.
that's
wonderful.
fine. Astrid's gonna look at Xander and what exactly is it that your family is known for? Just curious. Your family seems to be pretty well known almost everywhere we go.
That's it. Let's see here. We are a moderate nobility in Fairhaven. Fairhaven is it's very well known for its magic. Let's just say that my father has a reputation, and that's all I can really say about that at this point in time.
All right.
Perhaps ask me again later whenever I've had a couple of mimosas or a couple glasses of wine or something.
I'll make sure to do that.
So I'm
I'm
assuming
sure
you're
you
headed
will.
back to the hotel.
Writes down.
Yes, yes.
Alrighty. So you go back in. The
Must
dwarves are
ask
still
while drunk.
at the bar because you said you'd be right back.
And here I am. Yes.
As you come
so-
walking in, they look. The one who was doing most of the talking looks at you and he says, "Ah, you're actually back."
Of course, I am a man of my word.
It is
Now,
hard to
I
find one.
suggest you tidy up, as he wants to meet Jacob Skadorn, wants to we'll be meeting with you tomorrow at noon.
Sorry, Anthony got me.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Fucking
number one, that's not how it's
yes.
spelled.
All right. You know
It
the
is
deal.
now.
You know the deal, Anthony. I need it.
So, you got the gentleman the dwarf who was speaking to you, kind of looks at you and he says, "Are you lying?"
I wouldn't lie about this sort of thing. I know, it's hard to believe, but with a man of my talents in friendship networks, we'll say, I know many people, and I'm a good friend to have.
I don't know what to say. And
Well-
right there at that moment, the young lady who was working behind the counter comes, which is kind of right off the bar area. She comes walking over and she says, "Gentlemen," she says, "are you the gentlemen who are supposed to be speaking with Master Skadorn tomorrow?" And they all kind of look at you, and then they look over at her, and then they look at you, and they're like, "Yes." He says, "Oh, he would like to upgrade you to a suite." and let you know that your stay this evening is on him, in honor of his striking up an acquaintance with the powder kegs. And they kind of look at you and look at him, and he reaches out his hand to you.
I shake his hand and I pull him in a little bit closer and say, "Remember our deal.
He says,
I expect great things from you and your machine."
Absolutely. He kind of like opens up his he reaches for his belt pouch, and he kind of like starts fumbling around. He's like, I have no idea what to even.
I look at him and say, "Look, I have a fantastic idea. He's a lot friendlier than you'd expect. So just go in, maybe have a beer beforehand, take off the edge, and pitch. Make it sound real good. I put in a good word for you."
But we owe you. What can we? How can we repay you?
Well, I believe the deal that was struck is whenever you start getting your cuts, I'll get a cut of your cut.
Yeah, yes. The powder kegs?
Just make it out to Xander Cobwood.
Of course, God.
Xander Cobwood? Yeah, Mr. Cobwood, we have no idea, even if this equals out to nothing, and he laughs us out of the room. You have done us a greater service than anyone we've spoken to so far, with nothing to possibly gain for it yourself. Men like you are a rare thing, sir. And he kind of just like sits there for a second. He's like, I have not the words. Thank you.
Well, you know what? And lack of words. How about we get a drink instead?
All right. So are you gonna spend the rest of the afternoon whiling away drinks with the dwarves?
I'm not gonna get drunk. I'll maybe have a glass of wine or two, but I'm not gonna get like shit faced because we have business.
So, Astra, are you gonna stay at the bar?
Yeah, I guess so, because...
I mean, the dwarves are in great
know
spirits, and they begin buying drinks, and
I don't really know where anyone else is, because they decided to go where they were going, kind of like... Well, I guess not after us, but like...
You know where I'm going. I pointed to where I'm going.
Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I know where you are.
And
but-
dude and company made a fucking beeline, and there's
Yeah,
only
that's right.
one way.
No, I know. I was misremembering that.
all right. So
That's
let's
my fault.
switch around to Bastion. What are you trying to acquire at the Ferris?
So, basically what I need, is if this man has, two things. If he's got any, just smaller, scrap metal, that I can use as, caltrops.
Okay. He
I
has
wanna pick up-
shavings and stuff like that. He's
Nothing like that, then.
No, I'm saying he has metal shavings and stuff like that. So stuff that you could definitely throw out in the ground, and if someone stepped on it, would definitely stab into their foot.
Yeah, I'm going to just ask for like a bag the size of I'm gonna produce my ball bearings.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say, would you be able to fill something about this size for me?
Yes, absolutely.
So you hand him your ball sack.
If you give me a couple of days, I can make you actual caltrops. It's not hard. You just
Well, you see, I'm sort of pressed on time, and I may need these sooner than you can afford to give them to me.
It's like, oh well, I understand. I can bend some of the shavings we have out and, wrap them around each other and make them stick out and be pointy. So they're not going to be very efficient past the first go. You have to spend the whole day straightening them back out.
Well, if they're effective the first time, then hopefully I will not have a need for the second.
True. So yes, I can do that. Yes.
Excellent.
5 silver for a bag. I'll just do it by weight.
Excellent. And I was also wondering, I am in need of a bit of wire. Preferably something that would extend roughly the length of my at least my forearm. Perhaps
no.
longer if necessary, or if capable rather. I would appreciate something about the length of my arm.
I have what we call spinning wire, which is wire we use to wrap things when we just want to, shore them up a bit. It's a little stiff, but
Is it a bit? It's sturdy, yes.
Yes. Oh, very
And
sturdy. Yes.
How malleable is this?
You can bend it with your hands with some effort.
Might I take a look at it?
Sure. And he shows you it's basically on a spool, and he has to really kind of like exert himself to bend it out straight, but he can. And then he takes it and like he can bend it into different shapes. It's always taking some effort. He says if you use these, and he grabs a pair of pliers, he's like, it bends pretty easily, and he bends it, and he's like, and it's meant to be forged, so the only problem with it is if you bend it a lot, it will eventually shatter.
How much effort would it take to have something made that would be similar to this?
Spinning wire is a very long process.
But similar to this, but thinner and a bit more bendable. I need something that is sturdy, that will not break, but will move a bit more like rope.
If you do not have time for me to make you caltrops, you do not have time for me to make you that. Your best bet to find that is in a much larger forge in Sharn, or one of the larger towns where they have armorers or weapon manufacturers or even some of the jewelry makers might be able to perform something like this. I am a simple farrier, so my tools are limited. I could do it. I know I have the skill. It is just the amount of time I would have to put into doing it because I do not have the proper tools.
Very well. I thank you for your time. I will just take the bag of shavings then.
He kind of looks at you.
And
I saw you walking down from the forges, yes?
yes.
If you are the ones that the town has been a buzz about, the ones who fought the monster in the square, it says they, and he looks up at the forges, and he says they would have anything you would require of that nature.
Yes, well, you see, we've asked a lot of them recently, and I was hoping to patronize something more local and smaller. But you do present a very valid point. And I'm going to give him a gold piece.
He kind of like blinks and looks at it, and he's, thank you.
Take my bag of shavings. And I am going to thank him for his time, and I guess, I guess I am gonna go try up at the forge, try to get what I basically need is like kind of like a long, very thin piece of like metal rope. It's not a chain necessarily, but I need like a longer, thinner wire that can like. Basically like barbed wire, but not barbed.
Okay, well, what do you need it for? What are you exactly trying to get it to do? I mean, that is completely they probably have that on the spool right now, but it's, what do you...
I need to pay a very important visit to an old friend, when we get back to Sharn, and...
I thought it was for me.
I need to get. I need to get him the last necklace that he'll ever get.
That sounds like a threat.
Shit.
And it needs to be a tight fit.
Are we
Real
talking?
tight.
Are we talking a Garrett?
Yeah, I want to get a Garrett.
Oh. Garretts are usually made out of braided wire because it makes it stronger.
Right.
I
wanted to get one. I know that I'm not going to get one of the quality that I need here, but I need something before I go home. Or not. But
Bastion knows where he could get Garrett's in Sharn. Real Garrett's.
right, but I don't want to get them. What if the friend that I'm getting it for?
Oh no, I'm talking about these are not magical. These are very common items.
Right.
You could buy it off a boy on the street type situation. You know what I mean?
You boy in the street.
Sell me a
Fetch me a
Garrett
Yeah.
and a goose.
All right. Yeah. Then I'll wait. I'll
All
wait
right.
until I'm in Sharn.
They're given to young boys at their coming of age party.
Yeah. Everyone. Yeah. It's
Everyone
happy-
receives a Garrett.
Yeah, everyone
Happy
in
bar
Sharn.
mitzvah, mazel tov. Here's your Garrett.
Go chunk your uncle out. But anyway,
Oh,
Question,
God.
wait, before we end this, I just had a couple questions.
We're
Continue
ending
with his
this?
thing, but
Oh no, if I can't get a Garrett here, then I'm just gonna.
yeah,
I'm done.
yeah. The Garrett would be a little bit beyond him because he would require braiding metal or a metal like what you're talking about is just. It's not really suitable for Garrett's. It's braided metal that works.
Right.
So
Garrett is like a length of wire or cord.
with two wooden handles on either end,
Mhm.
and you slip it over
yeah.
someone's head,
I
and you
wouldn't
pull
even-
like
I would-
this.
I wouldn't even need the handles really. I can.
Nope.
I have hand wraps. My hands would be okay.
Yep.
It's actually originally they were cheese cutters.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
And then the French discovered you could do something else with them.
There's a lot of cheese in Sharn that I need to slice.
why don't you just
Slice
use
the
hair?
cheese.
I could tell y'all some
That's
stories
gross.
about some
That's gross.
stuff. That'd be cool. But not gonna do it on
All
air.
right, so Josh, Hawkins,
Yeah.
I think Runyon is done with what he was doing. You said you wanted something.
Yeah.
You needed something else.
Yes. So we're drinking and whatnot, but
Mhm.
I'm just like, it's come to my attention. I don't know your names. Please, tell me, what is is this a business you have going on?
It's
Yeah.
it's a family business. Where the brothers came.
You said Kame?
Came.
Like Kame?
No, Keem.
Keem.
Yes.
Kim. Kame.
No, came.
Cool. Kim. Gotcha.
Keeping up with the play
Fantastic.
on words, everybody.
All right. Fantastic. Oh, so do you guys have a lot of ideas like this?
We've been working on this one for a number of years. We had experiment with a lot of different metals, and we finally got it to the point where we had a design that could function theoretically, and to stand up to the stress of all the pressure that was going to be applied on it. But the materials became so expensive that we can no longer experiment on it, which is why we're looking for investors.
Indeed. All right. Yes. Yes, that's fine. That's fine. Brothers came.
So,
That-
the rest of you spend the rest of the days in whatever pursuits you are enjoying.
Yep.
And it comes about time. It comes about time for you guys to get ready to go to the train. Some of you are sore, some of you are poorer, and all of you have a deep sense of satisfaction as you
How much was it all? Yeah, by the way.
Because dude is paying for it.
for everybody.
Well, yes.
Okay,
Maybe.
so the entire bill for
for
all
Powder,
service
Joey, and myself.
is so it's gonna be 10 gold total.
Oh,
Oh, please.
in that case, and we don't have to make a whole thing of this, because I'm definitely not going to. I do, after I finish with the proprietor, I do go down and I do look for.
I assumed you went
individual-
down. It was just,
Oh yes, yeah. I mean, like it was. I mean, I'm not selfish.
It is
Anyway,
very kind, generous.
I do go
It's very
down
giving.
and find an individual that does not necessarily look like Bastion, but kind of resembles Bastion.
Okay.
And I asked for, like, how much for... I don't know. I don't think I spent that much time. An hour.
Depending on what you want to experience in that hour, would depend on the cost of services.
Not much. Company.
Hold this crossbow.
Hold this crossbow and glare at me. Oh God, yes.
Hold this crossbow and make a noise of of frustration and just disgust.
Yeah.
Ooh! Hold this coin and grasp the sense of ennui.
But is there anybody there that kind of just resembles them?
I mean, there's
vaguely?
at least one person who has a passing enough resemblance.
Mhm.
Now go roll around in the dirt first.
I would like to spend.
Put these hand wraps on.
First of all, I pay for everything,
Okay.
and then also this time, and I would like. I asked them if they have any acrylics or oils,
No.
paints. That is.
No, they don't. No. Okay. Sorry. The establishment does not.
They have oils.
Yes, they do have oils. Yeah, the first thing they bring out is a huge tray.
A gallon of
Oh,
paint.
they got oils.
No, the
Warming or
paints.
not?
Oh
Paint.
my god.
We got oil based and we've got water based too.
Oh my god.
And they're like, warming or non? No, but I know what you're asking about, and you kind of look at us, and you ask, and he has this weird look, and he's like, interesting. I've never played with those toys before. Oils, I've given massages, but
No. I mean paints, like oil paints or acrylic paints.
I don't know. We don't really get a call for it, but
I put out 5 gold pieces, like, find it.
Oh, no. I was just gonna say, my friend Kimber, she paints, and she has her set with her almost always because she's always finding inspiration.
The 5 gold I put down on the table, I push it forward, and I'm like, bring it up to my suite.
You said 3rd room, top of the stairs. I'll go
Yes,
ask Kimber
and
if
I
I can
walk
borrow
away. I look at the guy that looks kind of like Bastion. I say, "Come with me," and I
Okay.
walk upstairs. And I would like to spend the time taking the portrait of the Tabaxi. I'd like to paint it white, and I'm going to paint a portrait of Bastion looking very regal with his crossbow up like this, and just kind of like draped in, like, there's no wraps, there's no nothing, draped in regal form, looking dope as fuck.
Okay.
Monster. Destroyed the heart.
It is a performance check, oddly enough.
Well, you know what? It's a good thing I'm proficient.
Ooh.
Ah!
Gladiator.
Is-
What?
Is there any way that I can give him inspiration?
I think you already did.
Yes, he is my inspiration. So can I get?
You may have an inspiration.
Hey,
What is
Can
that?
I give
Well-
Is that advantage, or is that a D6,
You
D8,
can spend
or
it for
D12?
advantage, or you can spend to re-roll a failed roll, or you can spend to add a die to a roll. And I don't remember what die it is.
Here's what I would like to do. And I know we're over time, and I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I'm not.
Not at all. Not for this.
I would like to add a... Fuck, where are my loyalty points?
Yeah, you spend loyalty points.
Right?
I want to give him disadvantage. I want it to be
Don't
like
you
this.
fucking
No!
dare.
I have not put in
You're
a method
so
to give
mean.
disadvantage yet, but if you want me to, I will.
Yes.
I'm trying
No.
In the chat window
Oh, there it is. I got it.
in Twitch, you hover over the $sign in the bottom left corner. It says Dagger Dollars. When you hover over
Yeah,
it,
I know.
you click on
I'm
it.
going to give myself this, and then I'm going to give myself this, and then I give myself. Oh yeah, I think I did that
Okay.
twice. It's fine.
Lend a
Whatever.
hand is +1.
Hold on, what is Devastator? What does that do?
I don't know what that is.
Read it.
But
Oh,
it's
that's
Oh.
the new one from the other day, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Crit. So can I do a crit fail?
I haven't put anything
No.
to affect negative
too late.
yet.
I'm already rolling. Suck a dick.
Suck a dick. Hang on, I don't have the scene up.
All right, so I roll a performance. I add a d4. I add 1 for lend a hand.
Mhm.
And what do I roll for the the inspiration?
That was what I was gonna say. No, the inspiration just allows you to roll advantage on the roll if you want to.
Fantastic.
So here's the way
Okay.
it goes. You spent 15,000, which is redeem as the god has spoken. You gave everyone bless in the party, no matter where they are.
Hashtag bless.
Yeah. So
Hey.
I can't refund the points. So I can't give
It's
you back.
fine.
50.
I'm never going to use that many anyways.
I
so.
know. Well, I don't know. You see
Apparently,
the one I just put
apparently
in?
you are.
Devastator. You can make someone who's rolled a successful attack auto crit and do max damage.
Okay.
It's pretty
I
amazing.
think only Meg has that amount of points.
Well, I know what I'm saving up for.
Right.
All right. Here's my advantage.
How
Okay.
much is it for that one? It's
100,000.
100,000 again?
19 plus 1 brings us
I'm
to a
almost
20.
halfway there.
Uh-huh.
And then I'll roll my d4. Let me bring up fucking roll 20 real quick. Let's
No,
see.
I want to give him disadvantage.
Too late.
I want it to be like a
23.
stick figure.
Yes.
23. So 23
Mm.
is the roll, and because the roll is so high, and
Mhm.
because everything is, you're trying to do this quickly because you know you don't have a lot of time. You get
I still had a few hours.
yes, but you also have to let the thing dry before you can roll it back up.
Is it acrylic or oil?
It is. She's
Finger
probably,
paint.
I was gonna say she's probably using
Watercolor.
well, no, she's probably using oils. It'd be more common.
Okay, then yeah, it would take a lot of time that I don't have. But it's
Yeah.
fine. I'm still gonna do it.
So
You do.
But-
massive
well, I was just
pieces.
thinking, Anthony,
Did it.
acrylics wouldn't be common
Yeah, that's
paints
fair.
in this time period, so it'd be more of an
Yeah.
oil based. But yes, so she basically, you get it done, and done, and it is very well done.
When you roll it up and ruin it.
So first of all, I need to take off the I take off the 5 gold from earlier,
Mhm.
and also 5 gold for that was for the person who had the paints and all the equipment,
Yes.
and then I'm going to
'Cause you're borrowing them. You're not basically getting them to
Mhm.
keep them.
well, they're not getting the paint back,
Well, they
But,
can't get the paint back because it's on
exactly.
the screen. Yeah.
and then I give 5 gold to my model.
Jesus.
And then I ask them, as I'm giving them the 5 gold, I go, "Can I take that sheet?" And I point to the bed.
Yes.
All right, I take the sheet, I cover up the painting, because it's still in the frame.
I thought you took it out of the frame.
No, you broke it out of the frame.
You broke it out of the
No.
frame to carry it around.
I look around. Is there a frame that's close enough?
Maybe somewhere in the entire place, but not in this room in particular.
I ask my model, "Is there a frame in the area?"
She's like, I
That would-
will find you one. There's nothing in here worth this
Fantastic.
type of money. And he spends about 10 minutes running around, and he finally brings back a painting, and he's like, this piece of crap can die, and he throws it on
What-
the bed.
What does the painting look
It's like a fucking landscape.
I take it out of the frame and I go, "This is for you." And the old painting, not
He's like-
mine. And I do take some time to very carefully put it into the frame so it doesn't damage the oil that's still on there.
Mhm.
I put the sheet over top of it so the frame should be keeping it away from the actual.
Yeah, you're drawing the sheet tight, is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I go, "It was a pleasure. Maybe
It's
not
like-
as much as you thought it was going to be, but it was a pleasure." And I leave the establishment and I go and wait on the platform.
All right. So everyone else leaves the Pearl much sooner than Dude does. And so you guys have been sitting on the platform for like maybe an hour or so in your various states of bruised, sore, and happy. And so you guys get down to the rest of you show up, and Dude is walking down, and he is carrying his once again he's carrying a framed picture, but he is walking from Madame Pearl's. So you don't know what the hell he just bought.
I just
Because-
want to say that Powder invented a new kink while he was in there.
He
And
did.
it's called explosion.
It's called explosion.
Oh.
What?
Explosion play?
Yeah.
Explosion play.
Oh,
Put some gunpowder in your
no. Oh,
Sounds-
good lord.
That sounds painful.
That's a whole. That brings a whole new
Extremely
meaning to the
painful.
term "fire in the hole."
Oh
Oh,
god.
Oh,
Oh god.
Jesus!
No, we're cursed. Jesus has nothing to do with this.
No.
All right. So, ladies and
That's why
gentlemen,
they called it powder.
as you sit on the track,
Oh.
calmly waiting for the train, everyone's staring at Dude and trying to figure out exactly what is under the sheet. And Dude, grinning his ass off,
What's in the frame?
the train pulls
The
up,
frame.
the doors open, and a figure you all recognize steps off the train. The leader of the Das His Squad says, "You're protected in Sharn. We're not in Sharn."
Oh,
And
fuck.
we cut.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we
I'm talking to you.
are Dinner in a Game, and this was chaos.
no.
But it's
I
chaos.
love how like we spent all of this time doing dumb shit, and like if we
Stupid
were just like,
dumbass shit.
if we would have just been like,
Let's
no,
get
we're
on
just
the
gonna wait
train.
for the train.
Yeah.
Let's get on the
This
train.
this exactly is what would have happened, and we would have been in
Yes.
shock already.
Yeah, but we had fun, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
of
had fun.
course.
We
Yeah, I was gonna say, if we would have done that, there would not be a fucking
Dude, I just-
legal ass painting.
I just don't believe in railroading or making you guys go anywhere you don't want to go. You're
Oh,
having
no.
a fucking good time. And
Yeah.
that's the whole purpose of an RPG.
Oh,
You know, let
man.
you guys explore what you want to go. I can throw my plot in anywhere I want to.
Yeah,
I
we
mean-
noticed. All three
Yeah.
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 No, that
Yeah,
wasn't my
every-
plot. I just threw. I literally
there was
made
a lot
up.
of exploring. That
I
was done.
literally made up 3 random sets of NPCs, threw them out there to see if anyone wanted to take a nibble. If you take a nibble, I made up the plots instantaneously.
A few nibbles were taken as
Yes, and let you guys explore what you
I
wanted to explore. And let you guys explore what you wanted to explore. And by doing this, I find out what you like, what you enjoy. Apparently, everyone likes going to houses of pleasure, so we'll find more of those later. But
Hey, I made business
Dude is
deals,
just
okay?
an
Yeah.
instigator.
no.
That's
It's just giving you guys the avenue to pursue interests. You know what I mean? And letting you guys choose the way your plots go. And if you want, because you guys have your backstories, and they're great, and we're going to be resolving them, and we're going through them. But there's still other content in the world that we need to pursue as well. So
Yep.
this gives me more NPCs, more plot threads, and more things to bring out with that. So, woo! Feel free to draw the Bastion portrait. So, thank you
Oh,
all,
man.
everyone, for having gone on this lovely ride with us tonight. I know we went a little long, but I had a great time running, and when I'm having a good time, I hope you guys are having a good time. So
This has been a day, y'all.
and I knew
This
that
was
fun.
fun.
Everyone needed some cheering up because people had some rough days today. So I didn't want to
Yeah.
just come in and be all motley and raw, combat-y and get into the thing. I wanted to give you guys something a little bit lighter than just going straight into combat. Although it probably would have made you feel great to just kill a bunch of shit.
That too. That always works too.
So, we are still doing our race to 10K. We are trying to get to 10,000 followers on Facebook. Go to Facebook, like and follow the page. Go to the post for the contest. It is pinned on the top of the page. Go to the post, comment on the post, even the word hi will do. And then share the post, and you will be entered in the contest, and we will be giving away one of each of the core rulebooks for D&D 5e. That includes the Monstrous Manual, the Player's Guide, the DMG, and Tasha's, Volo's, Mordenkainen's, Xanathar's, Sword Coast, and that's it. That's all the core rulebooks. And we'll be giving all those rulebooks to one winner on November 24th, as long as we hit 10K followers before that date. Also, we have a Twitch contest going. Follow us on Twitch. Tell your friends about us. Let them come enjoy the show like you do. And when we hit 300 followers on Facebook, we will be giving away that set of minis that's been scrolling through. Twitch, sorry. We will be giving away that set of minis that's scrolling through the center of the screen, which is...
not right now because we're still on the map screen.
It's on top screen, yeah. But there's a set of minis scrolling through the center of the screen that is a vampire's horde and the heroes who are chosen to fight him. The heroes are coming up right now, including the famous Johnny. But we are going to go ahead and give those away to one lucky winner on Twitch as soon as we hit 300 followers. Also, remember, Extra Life is going on until November 7th. The actual formal drive is going on until November 7th. We are trying to get in the top 100 teams. We have a goal of $2,000. We're at what rank are we right now? Does anyone have Extra Life up?
I did. Let me bring it up. We went up, so that's not great. But 262.
262. So we're at 262 right now, and we're sitting at $1,830 raised, which means not only do we have to meet our $2,000, which I'm positive you guys will be able to do because we're going to be here to help as well. But not only do we have to meet that $2,000 goal, we should probably shoot to double it. Because as Extra Life gets ready to end, a lot of shows are going to do events for the ending of Extra Life. And so the donation amounts are going to go up through the roof. We talked about doing an event, but we just don't have
the bandwidth.
We don't have the bandwidth to do a 24-hour feed. And we've talked to other feeds about it, but it's really difficult to get other people to join in your feed. So damn you, Josh.
Look, here, how about this?
God damn it.
Go donate to Extra Life for more Bastion and Dude romance.
Bastion,
actually, it's what we all want.
The Bastion Dude Xander triangle.
I will write a fanfic if we can get up those.
So
a steamy fanfic.
So if we can get into the top 100 teams, we will have that photo shoot. We will have the video of the Doudoir Boudoir photo shoot for our Patreon followers. So do what you can. We know we'll get to 2,000, guys. You guys have been amazing. We know we're going to get to 2,000. We thank everyone for everything they've donated already. But we're looking at trying to blow that goal out of the water because this is our first time participating in Extra Life, and we want to make a really big splash with it. So if we can get into the top 100 teams, that would be amazing, and we would be so grateful. So if you can, donate. If you can't, share the links. Let people know about the cause and get other people to donate as well. That would be the best thing that could ever happen to us, and we would thank you so much for it. Also, don't forget our store of the week is not currently a store. Geek Life is not currently a store. Because of health reasons and COVID, they've had to close their doors, but they're still doing mail order. So that way you can still get your gaming supplies in the Houston, Texas area, and they're going to come from local area, which means they will come quick. So if you guys have a chance to peruse Extra Life, and you shut up, Hawkins.
Me too. I'm so sorry.
I know, but Hawkins is in the bottom left corner. Hawkins is in the bottom left corner of my screen, and so he's right by my camera. And so I just saw Hawkins' eyebrows go up, and he starts nodding, and I was just like, "Oh, fuck you." All right.
Oh my god, I always try so hard not to laugh. And I just turned super bright
I'll have you know,
red.
Ray, that whenever you said it, everybody's eyebrows
I know. I figured as much. After I said it, I was like, "Oh, fuck me." I never. No. Everyone, stay away from me. But yes. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this show up tonight because it's gone off the rails. Support us on Patreon. Buy swag from our store at dinnergame.net. Do what you can to help us survive because, man, we're killing ourselves. Please, ladies and gentlemen, we love you. Be safe. Be careful. If you don't have to go out, don't go out. COVID is on a surge that's not going to go away anytime soon. So be careful. If you have to go out like so many people... Yeah, I know. If you have to go out like so many people do, wear a mask. It doesn't just protect you, it protects everyone around you. But stay home if you can. And remember, at Dinner and a Game, we will always save you a seat at the table. We love you. We're now going to go make you guys someone else's nightmare. Who has a
Yeah.
raid?
I do.
Oh
man.
boy, what are we
This is
doing?
what we're about to
Wearing
inflict
masks
this
and
pain
coming
on.
quickly.
Did you choose a raid for us that's in theme with the night?
Not the theme that we're thinking, but it's
Oh God!
I think that's against.
Wait! Are we raiding the Christian Broadcasting Network? Because that would be the shit.
Oh, God,
we're running
no.
things on Twitch. They're doing a charity D&D stream for Extra Life right now. I figured it'd be
Oh,
good to go
yeah.
and give them some love.
Yeah.
Be nice, everybody.
You
Best
know,
behavior.
Let them know that we sent you. Let them know that it was a chaos and that there's some unbridled love going on.
Did I just get singled out saying for me to behave?
No.
Oh, I thought I heard Kess, you behave, and I was like,
No.
what the fuck did I do
Cassie,
tonight?
you've been on your best
Hey.
behavior tonight.
Remember,
You were-
remember, bad is a behavior. Okay.
Assume.
Roll credits.
We love you guys very
All right,
much.
guys.
We will see you next week. Remember, we have Firefly on Friday and Strahd on Sunday. Come back, check us out. We love you.